Metro by T-Mobile. Complete your mission with the best deal in wireless.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames and messieurs, welcome back to the COD League. Miles and Momo now, we will be taking you through the next matchup of the day, our penultimate match before we finish up today here in lovely Minnesota. Again, it's cold outside, the snow's been real. I'm not sure how you feel about the snow, brother, but that has been something else. It's been fantastic in Minneapolis, lovely city. How are you, mate?
Certainly a little chilly here in Minnesota, but it's starting to heat up here. And my goodness, I'm excited to jump into this. It feels good to say that, Miles and Momo.
We're back
here. The CDL, we're kicking things off right. And my goodness, I mean, the first game already. We see Chicago go up against Dallas. We see an upset for what people may think. You know, the power rankings are going here, there, and everywhere. I mean, that's going to be changing already, just off one game.
I think it'll be changing after this one as well. Up next, we do have Seattle versus Florida, the Mutineers, going up against the Surge. Mate, have you got any quick predictions on this one? You get anything early? What does your gut tell you? You got any tingles?
Honestly, I mean, listening to Scump on the desk then, he kind of said it, you know, everyone's got these power rankings, and I think most definitely the Surge are above the Mutineers right now, but then you start to look at this Seattle roster, you know, and who's on that. Do those rankings mean anything? Does online mean as much as you guys or we think? I think we just sit back, relax, enjoy the show. But if you're pushing me, I'm leaning towards the Surge.
I was going to push you, yeah. I'm glad you
I know you were anyway. I mean, that's what you do.
Surge, Seattle's interesting squad. I mean, what do you call them? You call them the dad team. You know, there's a lot of older players.
They're just, you know, a bit older, experienced, more mature.
There's a lot of wins on their belt, but also Apathy is on his way to becoming an actual father. So a huge congratulations to him. Seattle, though, a very, very strong team nonetheless. They've got a lot of players on there with World Championship rings from a former COD life. And it's not necessarily the case for Florida.
It's not. It's a little different. I mean, you look over to the Mutineers, and I think your eyes are drawn to Prestini straight away. Current world champion, didn't get the limelight on a United. Now he's kind of almost spearheading this team, and he's the one that everyone's looking at and thinking, you know, what role is he going to do? Because previously it was like he would pick up that dirty job, that dirty work. Now it's like, is he becoming the leader? You know, is he the vocal kind of captain of this squad? It's going to be interesting to see for sure, but again, judging by online, you start to lean one way. I'm just so excited to see these guys in action. Who gets off to that hot start? I think that's a really important thing here, kicking off the CDL.
We'll see how we go. We got the quick scope now presented to us by the US Air Force, a quick comparison of the teams. Again, we don't have too many stats to work with thus far, but we've got some creative ones, and there it is. The dad squad coming in at a bold 24.2 years of age on average across the board.
I mean, that makes me feel old, right? Average age 24. Oh, I'm not even going to go there, but you said there's not many stats to work with, Miles. I think there's a couple there that I'm looking at, and it's major tournaments. There's 3 for the Mutineers, and honestly, I think Prestini, I mean, he won 2 at the end of last year. Seattle Surge, though, 54, my goodness. You got the 3 times on there, and I mean, says it all. You've got rings, you've got championships, you've got MVPs. These guys, they bring the accolades to the stage.
That's a huge amount of experience going up against what? Tenacity, Will, and when we saw in the previous Call of Duty Black Ops 4 during the Call of Duty World League season, we saw Gen G, which is the predominant, you know, the bulk of that Florida Mutineers squad. They're the guys who are making up Florida. So now, are they going to have that continued hunger? They came second, what, twice throughout that regular season. They came very, very close to managing to get that win, but they never quite got there. Do you think they have what it takes now?
I think they have that hunger. They have that tenacity, like you said. But for me, again, it's whether they have that capability, that ceiling in a team to kind of push for that. Right now, nobody knows. You know, we come into this, and yes, we have the big names, your Scumps, your Formals, and everything, you know, beyond that. But I just think Mutineers aren't that team. They're not the team with a huge social following. However, you know, does that take the pressure off them? I don't think it really does. They've got a huge organization behind them, many people. And I think this is where they can shine. This is where they step up to the plate. And much like we just saw the Huntsmen do, maybe this is their time to shock. You know, the Seattle Surge, if you like. Are they going to be on top?
Who knows? Well, you did touch on big names a moment ago. One of the big names there on Seattle is, of course, going to be Karma. We call him the GOAT. We call him the 3-time. He's the only player in the world to win 3 CWL championships. That's 3 rings. The man's running out of fingers. He does have incredible accolades to his name. Some call him the greatest of all time, but he is certainly one of the standout players there on Seattle.
Yeah, most certainly. And again, we talk about experience when it comes to the Surge, and this is a man that's done it all, literally. You know, he's teamed with the best of the best. He's, you know, been the MVP of those tournaments previously. But it just, if you look at that top stat there, 2013, it dates back to when he was obviously a world champion. We're talking years and years ago. And this guy's been doing it from the very beginning. We can throw team names and stats that you won't even be able to remember, but this guy has just been one force to be reckoned with for a very long time. And that's when you go back to kind of things like, this online debate, how good can they be? It just comes down to now. How they perform in the next hour, hour and a half is all that matters.
I mean, the expectations were so high for Dallas. I mean, we saw how that one fell in his shots. He had a bit of a stinker, I'm sure. You saw the feed. I'm sure you've been on Twitter recently, friends. It wasn't great. But hey, they'll bounce back. That's what the Empire does. Still, when it comes to Seattle, another thing for me, again, it's Octane as one of the greatest players to ever touch the sticks. He had a very, very hot Black Ops 4. I'm hearing nothing but fantastic things about him coming into Modern Warfare. And honestly, since getting to LAN, I mean, it's the first time anyone's been able to compete against each other in the same building. I think it was Karma put a tweet out just saying he's a freak of nature. He's just another beast.
Yeah.
It's like things he's never seen. You imagine players being able to do to each other. So I'm keen to see Octane. I think he's going to be one of the absolute keys to victory there for the entire Seattle lineup. I wonder, is there somebody on the side of the Mutineers who has the firepower to contend with him?
I mean, we'll see whether that is capable. Just want to touch on Octane. When I first picked this game up and played it for myself, one of the first things I thought was, this game's going to suit Octane. And the reason is his play style. We'll get into that a little bit. But to answer your question, obviously, the Mutineers, it's can they have that aggressive, that fast play? But they've got slow players on their team themselves. They've got the likes of Morks, but I want to see that fast, aggressive Havoc. I want to see Prestini getting in the face. Can they? I don't know. Am I leaning towards Surge? Yes, but can I be shocked in the next 20, 30 minutes after we see just one map? Absolutely, and that's what I'm excited for. My eyes are drawn to those fast players of the Mutineers, though.
We'll see if those fast players can do something special. We're going to have a quick break, friends. We're going to have a 3-minute break while we get things ready up on stage. Coming up next, Seattle versus Florida.
We trying to get hype. 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 We trying to get hype.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live. This is the Call of Duty League launch weekend, and it's Friday night. We've got 3 matches for you, and right now, we're about to kick off the second one. Minneapolis, are you guys ready? Make some noise if you're ready to meet our teams, because we are starting with one of my favorites, hailing from Seattle. Here is The Surge.
This is huge. This is huge.
Are you serious?
Apathy finds the triple.
Enable!
Karma's starting to heat things up.
It's the Octane Clinic.
Introducing first, the man with 14 titles in 2 different games. Let's hear it for Enable! Our next player has been a pro since the age of 14. Ladies and gentlemen, show some love for Slacked. You can run, but you can never outgun. Let's hear it for Octane! There are greats, and then there's the greatest of all time, Mr. Three Rings. Let's hear it for Karma! He's gonna be a dad, and he's got the old man hands. Let's hear it for the 2-time world champion, Apathy! That is your Seattle Surge, but now it's time to meet the team on the other side of the stage. Here is your Florida Mutineers.
Thousands and thousands of hours of hard work lead to this moment.
Are you kidding me?
Now they're on your point.
Look how close it is, Joe! A millimeter!
What a round! What a round!
The 2-time Halo World Champ now making his way through Call of Duty. Let's hear it for Frosty! The 2019 World Champion, this is Pristini! He sneaks, he tweaks. Let's hear it for Havoc! And the voice leading the squad, this is Mox. The 5th man making big waves in Florida. The new one, hear it for Skies! Two juggernaut lineups, one epic match. It's about to go down right now. Lottie in the desk, take it away.
Thank you so much, Chris. 2 incredible teams on the stage behind us right now. setting up. And what incredible walkouts we're having as well today. This is really cool. This is proper like WWE style walkouts with music.
Bucket's killing it
right
now.
He is killing it. But we have Seattle, we have Florida going head to head. These two teams, for me, will be so interesting to see how they compete against one another. I'm really excited to see how Seattle Surge are going to be performing. I want to see if they're going to change their mind with that number 7 placing there, Nameless, as well. And of course, Mutineers, they are filled with some serious talent as well. TP, I want to know from you, with these two teams going head-to-head, who do you think is going to be coming out slightly more on top? Because I know that they are quite equal.
I think with this matchup, I give the initial advantage to the Seattle Surge. Ant and I have a couple points we wanted to talk about, with the Surge, of them having a traditionally weak S&D roster on paper. That might be something that might plague them, or it might be a sort of situation where they've learned from the years of not doing so well in the game mode. We'll see how they're able to improve in this one, though.
And Nameless, obviously, the keys to victory here for the Florida Mutineers. What do you have in store for them in order to try and keep that one up and keep it going?
Well, for me, it's going to be, they're going to have to keep up in the slaying department. They're playing the Surge right now. These are 5 formidable opponents. In the last few years of Call of Duty, Octane has been like the best respawn AR. He's terrifying to play against. When I was playing against him, I was actually shook going into those matches. And then to guarantee search and destroy, right? If they can keep up in the slaying department, steal a respawn, and win their search and destroys, they can take out the Surge. So, this is a team of players, just watching them walk out, the contrast, outside of Pristini and just accomplishments between them, it's crazy to see. But, we're looking at a team in the Mutineers that have Havoc, Frosty, Mox, and Skies, who are coming off their best season, right? Like last year, they really all came into their own, and now they have that experience, and maybe we'll see it here versus the Surge.
Indeed, and we're going to go on to our maps and modes presented by US Air Force. Let's take a look at what our players are going to be playing on and what is in store for them on that main stage and what action they're going to be seeing. Maps and modes are quite important here. When it gets to that main stage, you want to make sure that you are on point when it comes to your respawns. The search and destroy can be super important too. Talk to me about what you're seeing right now, TP, on these maps and modes.
Looks like we got St. Petro hardpoint to lead up map number 1, Gunrunner for map 2 and 3 for your search, destroy, and domination, Cave hardpoint for map number 4, and Ramaza S&D for game number 5 if we end up going there. So a little bit of a switch up from the last series, which I like to see. It's very interesting to me that we finally are going to see a St. Petro hardpoint. I figured that was a map that teams might try and stay away from a little bit.
When I look at it, it looks like the Surge probably picked that Petrograd hardpoint just because it's sort of an MP5 dominant map, and they have, they're going up against Mutineers and players like Skies and Mox, who are traditionally those AR players a little bit slow, so Surge might be able to bully them on that a little bit. But going into game number 4, it is that Cave map, so it's really going to be a story of Octane trying to shut down those ARs when it gets to that game number 4.
It is indeed. Now I need to ask predictions from both of you, I'm afraid. I know it's not fun. Okay, so TP, who are we going with?
I'm picking Surge 3-1. I think they might struggle a little bit on the S&D, but I think it's going to be a similar series to the one we just saw.
Amazing. Nameless, what about you?
We're going to go game 5. Surge are going to take it in 5.
Oh, okay. Maybe the leaderboard's changing a little bit for Nameless. I want to know what our casters think. Miles, Momo, how about you guys?
I think it's a fantastic idea to go to a game 5. I think we haven't seen one yet, and I think the crowd's ready. I think the chat's ready. I think we're ready. I speak on behalf of myself, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not going to ask me if I'm ready? No. Okay.
In fact, Phil, shush. Let's just start the game, Phil. That's enough of that, my friend. Let's just get straight into this one. Petrograd will be our first map here with Seattle versus Florida. No, I'm only kidding, mate. What do you think?
I'm not going to tell you now. St. Petro, though, is going to be an interesting one. One thing I want to bring up was the deaths. They started to talk about Octane shutting down ARs, and honestly, he probably laughs in the face of that, because this is a challenge he will love to take on board. However, one player we haven't talked about, or should I say player, coach, Joey Nubsy, obviously leading the Surge, previously coaching players like Mox, players like Pristini. He knows these inside and out. We actually had a bit of a chat with him this morning, and he's excited to play against Mox. Specifically, I think he called him a slug on the map.
He did. He called Mox a slug. Let's see if that slug's got teeth, because he's going to need them going up against the Surge. And here we have it. Early break going the way of the boys of Seattle. They're going to get that hard point early on. Havoc taking this top stairs route. The apartments now as they try to take top control. This is a great position to have to be able to lay down fire from above the hard point. Enable a couple of shots. Not going to quite get that kill, as we will see this opening break looking a little strong now. Seattle will hold the line for the time being and keep the hard point in their hands.
Yeah, and it's interesting there. You saw the Surge obviously get control. Mutineers initially playing for, that top ground, inside the house as well. Doesn't work out for them. The spawns are going to flip here, and they're going to be spawned over by the pool side. But a very locked down Surge hard point right now, currently contested. It is going to be Havoc who goes in, and he's going to get that all-important kill. Octane, as you see in the kill feed, picking up a nice double. Right now, though, still contested. Can they find him?
The contest is still there. Havoc trying to keep this one alive, and he does. He finds Frosty. Great kill, quick reload. Now the hard point in the hands of the Mutineers. Points going their way, but again, 14 seconds now remaining on this hard point. We will be flipping over towards that top right-hand side of the minimap. Top shots from Morks, though, as he finds that power position there above the pool hall. A strong position to be in, but not quite strong enough, as Octane finds the kill.
And those are the type of positions you're going to see your Morks, your Octanes in, trying to get that high ground, those long lines of sights for that assault rifles. However, on the flip side of things, you're going to see players like Skies, the SMG getting up close and personal and using those power positions to his advantage as well. Will find one, snapped onto Slacked, and good night, Skies. Taken out by Pristini's Semtex there. And as you can see by the minimap, it looks like it's going to retain for Mutineers. They are going to have this, but just one player in and behind. Sneaky, sneaky, it's enabled.
We still have Havoc in that hard point. Early start from Octane's been great. I believe he's at 7 and 4 right now. That's lovely work from him. Big shots coming through again from Slack. A nice kill onto the break. Now we will have one member left of the Florida Mutineers on the defense before those reinforcements arrive in to the front. Is it going to be enough? Pristini, he stays alive for the time being. His teammates now rock up to help. The cavalry arrives, and the hard point remains in Florida's hands.
And at this point, 15 seconds left on the hard point. You want to just be giving this up, and that is what the Surge are doing. You see that rotation from Apathy, from Karma, and again, like you pointed out, Octane, 8 kills to his name already, but I want to point out the so-called Slug. Morgs already dropping digits, 10 kills to his name. He's on a 3-kill streak as we speak, but Apathy on your screens there. He's going to find himself a position, but as you see there, outline hard point. Karma goes down via a grenade of his teammate. That's the second one we've seen already, Miles.
Now we're in the next hard point. This is going to be the Hazmat building. Very, very close quarters. Some players call it yellow. You'll hear that in the player comms. Lots of small windows to jump through, very, very close quarters engagement. It's going to be the players like Karma right now, trying to prevent those reinforcements making their way through mid-street, making their way past that lion statue. Octane, all he has to do is just watch these back doors, and the kill feed is all Seattle's. When it rains, it really pours, as they manage to take the lead momentarily away. Now it's 52 to 59. This is looking brilliant now for Seattle.
Yeah, it's really been back and forth, and as we take a deep breath here and just see what's going on, Surge obviously starts so strong. The rotation goes to the Mutineers, but once again, it's back and forth, and Surge, they're back in control. They're back in the lead, and again, they have those positive spawns here. There is only 10 seconds, so you're going to start to see the Mutineers maybe back off. Think about that next hard point, that rotation, as the last 5 will go to Surge here, and we are going to see 75 points gathered. A little lead, but not too much. We can see the Mutineers get back into this at any time, but we're over to the pool, and 3 players from Mutineers are already in control.
Pool hall up next. Skies locking down that front door, put the MP5 to work at range. That is not used as intended, but he really made that work. Trophy system out now, will intercept anything thrown his way. How long can he hold? In comes Slack from the front door. He says, nobody, your name's not on the list. Octane watching the top spot. He will be taken down as well. And Florida, man, they've just wiped that entire board clean. Control going their way as well. And now the kills keep going for Florida. Slacked. Can you make a play through the rear? Can he find a hole in the armor of Florida right now?
Right now, going double positive, it is going to be Morks. Finally goes down there as he was holding that top spot, which we outlined where assault rifle players will do, but a couple of kills go in the kill feed. Octane and Slacked, what they've actually done here is just spawn out the Florida Mutineers, and we could see this go for the hands of Surge, but is it too late? Is it worth it? 10 seconds left on the clock. It looks like we're going to be starting once more, but left in the hill, it is going to be Slacked, finally goes down. And we are going to see a killing spree from Skies. 5 kills in a row. Not only that, but Mr. OBJ, 55 seconds of hill time 2.
Getting the objective work done now. The next hard point, the restaurant. That long line down. You can see the camera angle here. Apathy's at the far end of the room. We've got Karma now on your screen holding that bar side. There's one door in, and there's that corridor on the left-hand side. He's got 2 angles he needs to watch. His teammates are now spread out and do the best they can to hold the line. Quick contest coming through as Seattle now have to bar the gates and not let Florida make their way in. Good stuff again from Enable and Apathy. Octane finding the 3rd kill, and this is looking like great time for the Surge.
Yeah, and do you know what was so important about that whole defense? Was the trophy system. We saw all the kills go in favor of the Surge, but one reason was the smokes were denied. The Semtex was denied. Everything was shut down. You could see it there, just spinning around a little red beacon on your screen. Maybe the MVP of the hardpoint itself so far, but 108 plays 103. So close. A nail-biting hardpoint here as only 10 seconds remain. We do see that just edge towards Surge. However, it's going to be re-challenged actually by the Mutineers, surprisingly, as we do see that rotation once more go down. But Miles, we start to see how this game is panning out, and I'm starting to really fall in love because this is so damn close.
Yeah, it's very, very close indeed. Slight lead now to Flores. We go back to the first hard point, the shipping area, all the way back to the start, where Seattle had the opening break in their favor. They managed to pick up as much time as they possibly could. Nice top-down view you have of the hard point there. Again, those two vans for cover. There's a nice area on the left-hand side of the map there where you can climb up on top of that ledge. There's a nice awning where players can get shots in from above. Can Octane find the kills? No. The defense too strong. Havoc gets his 8th kill of the game there. Look, slow start from him. He's lowering the kills department for the squad overall, but it's working out in the time department. A 40-point lead now for Florida.
An interesting setup as well. I know you guys can see the difference, obviously the MP5, the M4, but right now we have a 4-1 setup for both teams. Morgs and Octane are the two players which are holding down at Assault Rifle. Every other player in this lobby are rocking those MP5s. Havoc, one of those players, currently on a 5-kill streak right now. You see that pop up. However, only going neutral at 10 and 10, so maybe looking to make a comeback and take the lead. And this is probably the biggest lead that we've seen here from the Mutineers.
Now, at this point in time, the minimap is looking all in the favor of Seattle as they are going to get the next hard point as we go over towards the cafe, that top right-hand side of the minimap. Havoc, though, slips in one behind. He's not going to go down as Octane, he watches the rear brilliantly. Apathy finds the kill on the front. Solid defensive work now from Seattle. Enable, he's actually leading his team in the kills department. 22 and 14 for him, with the most kill time for his team at 44 seconds, and it's only getting bigger. And I think what she said, that's exactly what Enable's doing. Great defensive work from Seattle. Again, the kills there on your screen. Brilliant work from Seattle Surge early on.
Right now it's getting bigger and better. 3 minutes and 23 on the clock, but it's stopped as we do see the boys from Surge inside the hard point. 24 and 14, a plus 10 for Enable. I mean, you go back over the, what, a year, 2 years, that's not something you see, but as well, nearly a minute of hill time, like you said, and they're right back in it. Going into this hard point, we saw the biggest lead of the game, and right now it is about to be tied up at 154 to 154. Surge take the lead once more in this game, and they're going to be going into that rotation. At a disadvantage, they are going to have to break from the front, and it's interesting here how they do that. Once again, we see that trophy system going down in a position where it can be shot, you know, a couple of bullets to that and it's gone.
It might pose a slight distraction. Still, Hazmat building now in the hands of the Mutineers. Trying to lock down that middle street again, prevent those players making their way forward. The stun's going to get it done. Karma finds his first kill of the play. Slack now trying to make his way in the back. Can he find it? He does. Just the top of Morks is now gone. The clock's still ticking in favor of the Mutineers. Can Slack keep this play alive? Havoc will hold the line. And now we've managed to see Apathy. He slipped the net. He's managed to break in, and he's inside the house now. But is he home alone?
The problem is, though, as they kill and take them down, their Mutineers, they're just spawning right at the back here, more favorable. But at the time is going to the Surge, and we're going to see a contest come in. We're going to see number 8 is going to be Havoc there, try breach. Try and clear, but he's going to be unsuccessful as Karma holds on. Karma finds one. He finds the second and third. And right now, the Surge out of nowhere, not only have they led this, but they've done this from the front, and Karma's on a 5 spree. Another 3-piece for Karma.
They just take him down, and in the nick of time. Next hard point, straight away into the hands of Seattle. They've got the game by the reins, they've got it by the scruff of the neck, and they're running with this one. We're about to crack that 200-point mark. That's when we really start to get into the business end of a hard point map. Karma, we screamed praise a moment ago, but Havoc was having none of it. Now he's down. Enable a quick bit of revenge. Can he find these players from behind? There's the first. He's in a great position now to cut off these reinforcements again. The clock's still ticking in Seattle's favor. Octane, though, on the hard point. The doors are covered. The back door is covered as well. Pistols at the ready. He's going to go for the sidearm. Will he get any more kills with this one? 2-11 right now. Seattle have just got this absolutely within grasp, but they're not going to let this one happen just yet. Florida nipping at the heels. 20 seconds left on the hard point, and this is a great contest.
At one moment there were 6 people in that pool area. Only 3 remain, and all 3 from the Surge. Karma on a multi-kill. Another 3-kill streak for him, but 220 is broken, and now we go to potentially the last hard point as Octane finds himself the 5th and the 6th as well. Locking down the lanes here. Octane doing what he does best, but we are going to have to see whether they can hold this once more. Right now, it is in control of the Mutineers. You've got Karma up top, above them, upstairs, creeping around, maybe tippy-toeing in, and here he is. Can Karma do it? He finds himself the 1st. He finds himself the 2nd. Frosty goes down, and just like that, Karma turns around, finds number 3, and he's the game changer right now, Damon Barlow. Wow, back at it again in the CDL 30 and 21. 238 plays 192, but the Mutineers not out of it just yet. They're back in the restaurant.
It's not over yet. They've just managed to hold on. There's another push now from Seattle through the back door. They're going to smash right on through, and they can win it at this hard point. They still have the time to do it. They only need 10 to win. Frosty's going to make a contest happen right now. These are the dying moments of the game. 5 seconds for the win. Is anyone in position to get it done? No. Enable's freaking his teammates out. Once more. Can they go Florida to get the contest? Is it going to be enough? The bodies are on the restaurant, and Karma, he finds 4 in a row. Seattle, welcome to the COD League.
A guy's a 3-time world champion for a reason. It's a brand new game, and already making his mark. He was the one to hype up Octane on social media, saying this guy is a glitch, and we saw it. Octane was positive 10 with 2 minutes of hill time, but Karma himself, I mean, just looking through it, the guy drops 34 kills, 21 deaths with a positive 13, 9 defends, and over a minute of kill time. Damon Barlow, what can he not do, Miles?
I don't know. It's probably something really simple like, you know, screwing a light bulb in. He just can't do it. I don't know. Everyone has their Achilles heel. Right, friends, that's an exciting start to the series, but alas, we're going to take a very, very quick commercial break. When we come back, search and destroy.
Metro by T-Mobile. Complete your mission with the best deal in wireless. Scuff Gaming, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the COD League. We're 1 map down in this series, Seattle versus Florida, and oh boy, it's a banger already. What a performance from the Seattle Surge. It was neck and neck to begin with, and then just before the end of that one, they certainly drowned them out. Hashtag, etc., etc. Don't forget to use the actual hashtags, because they come with those lovely little, I think they call them hash flags, which is a great thing to have.
Yeah, Battle of the Seas going right up here. And I tell you what, one thing that excites me is the gameplay we've seen in just map 1 there. You see kind of the acceptance that Enable was showing at the end of that game. I think he's very happy with his teammates right now. However, himself performing fantastic. The first half of that game, he was on fire, and then it was just Karma, Octane taking over. Incredible stuff from the Surge. Obviously, Mutineers, they need to bite back, and they need to do so now. Obviously, in our first series, that's how it went. It was tied up 1-1 in the Search and Destroy. Excited to see what we see next.
Speaking of stats, I hope a few out there love the numbers. We've got a lovely bit of stats information there from Octane in that first series. We picked him up big time coming into this one. He managed to get 29 for 19. His kill death ratio was a 1.53. Check the damage, 4,125 on the damage and 2 minutes on hard point. Let's face it, dude. He did a little bit of everything very, very well. I mean, we weren't even necessarily singing his praise too well, but I mean, quiet, calm, collected. That's the Octane we know and love. Again, on the 100 Thieves roster in Black Ops 4, 2 big championships to his name. But honestly, a stellar year. Looking to repeat the success he had last year here in the COD League, and I would not be surprised to see him very much so the tip of that trident for the Surge.
Yeah, most certainly. And again, going into this one, obviously going franchise, this is something that when everyone got asked the question, like, if you were to make your dream team, if you were to kind of take your pick, who would you pick? I think Octane was on the tip of everyone's tongue, you know, to get that player on that roster. Obviously, I'm sure Seattle are very, very, very welcoming to a player like Octane. But Karma, again, you know, a player which, you know, he's not the most vocal in person, but he lets the gameplay do the talking a lot of the time. And Seattle, they must be looking at each other very, very happy with that first map. You know, the chemistry seems to be flowing. You see the walkouts going, very happy, very jolly, and it just shows in that gameplay.
And now the biggest question for me is a team like Seattle, they don't necessarily have the chops when it comes to search and destroy. That was one of the keys to victory. They really needed to find the win there. No massive surprise they got the hard point. Now that we go into an entirely different game mode, we slow that one right down.
Right.
Where is this going to go now for the Surge? Florida have a, let's say, a little bit more of a pedigree when it comes to search and destroy in that squad, the Mutineers. You know, when you think of Havoc, he was one of the most impressive search and destroy submachine gun players we saw in Black Ops 4.
Right.
A little slow start in the hard point, but this is a player you cannot count out. Going into Gunrunner now, how do you think we're going to go?
Again, we're going to have to see round by round. I think you are going to have to look at the Mutineers and look at those key players. Havoc is one of those players, obviously. Interested to see how Skies really comes out of this, because, yes, we were kind of hyping up the Surge, obviously, towards the game, and rightfully so. But like you said, some Search and Destroy stars on the other side of things. Frosty as well. Last year, we saw a lot of snipe gameplay. Not sure if we're going to see the same, obviously, on Gunrunner, but potentially. We'll have to wait and see.
I love what you're seeing there on screen. Again, the CDL Stage Lounge, just above the Seattle Surge. Stage Lounge, can you hear me? If you can hear me, I want you to point at which team you think's going to win this one. Is it going to be the Surge? Now, that guy knows what's going on. What about the Mutineers? Any Mutineers fans up there on the stage? Wow, you'd love to. Oh, there's a few there. We hope you're enjoying yourselves here in the Armory in Minneapolis. We know we are. And there we go. So, without further ado, friends, Search and Destroy coming up soon. Again, the pedigree does certainly lie in the hands of the Florida Mutineers, but look, man, way to take the series by storm, 2-0 for the Surge. I mean, can you see them do it, Phil? I mean, Octane has been famously called one of the worst Search and Destroy players in the league. I think Joey Nubsy said that one as well.
It was Joey's words himself.
It was a very, very interesting breakfast. However, his information on Morks wasn't exactly great, so maybe it was dirty intel.
Well, that's the thing. Again, you look at Enable, his Search and Destroy history hasn't always been there. You know, you look at across the squad, and again, maybe this is just something that they needed, maybe to partner up. You can't always be the worst on the roster. However, Joey was very, very critical after speaking to him this morning. Maybe they're Search and Destroy. But again, if they can nail Search and Destroy, it really shows how much of a dominant force that they can be, because their respawn, of course, when you look at that roster, is a star-studded one, to say the least. They can certainly impress. However, Mutineers, they're not out of it. It's just one map. They've got to put it behind them, get up, get ready to rock and roll once more. Search and Destroy coming up very, very shortly. Crowd getting excited for this one. I am too. And of course, we're going into Gunrunner. This is something that, again, might favor those close quarter combat players. We look at the likes of Havoc. We look at the likes of Prestini. Those are the two that I'm keeping my eyes on for sure.
Let's have a quick look at our maps this series presented to us by the US Air Force. Again, we've seen that first map, that Petrograd hardpoint is done and dusted. Now we're going to be going into a Search and Destroy on Gunrunner. Our third map of the series, the Domination, will also be played on Gunrunner, but again, at Search, it is going to be a very, very important topic for the Mutineers fans. Expectations there for them to take it. If the Surge do, a tremendous upset. Now, we didn't see a clear-cut advantage to either team really until the end of the map in that first hardpoint. So the respawn game mode for me is still kind of up in the air. Let's be real. I think the Florida Mutineers, they're only a few steps behind, only towards the very end of the game. There's a good chance that Domination could go very, very differently.
Yeah, I mean, you could put it down to a few clutch plays by the likes of Karma. You know, this was 150 to 100 at one point to the Mutineers. and yes, they let it slip, maybe a few poor rotations, and they didn't necessarily hold some of the hard points as well as I'm sure they wished. However, going into Search and Destroy, it is a brand new game type, or not brand new, but certainly for these guys on this game, on LAN. That's the important thing. These guys, they're right next to each other. There's no excuses. You're not talking online anymore, even though some of them play together in facilities. Lucky them. But these guys, they're on the main stage. The lights are on, and everyone is watching.
Well, friends, you know what that means. The time is now. Let's get ourselves into the second map of this series. It is going to be Gunrunner, Search and Destroy, Florida versus Seattle. What will the brains now of the Search players have? If we do want to see some magic, we are going to be seeing it, I reckon, out of Skies. Morks, Frosty now from the Florida Mutineers. That's something I'm looking forward to seeing. Havoc, Pristini, I think they can sort of sit back. Havoc to hold those lanes. Pristini as well, a player that has been relatively inconsistent throughout the Black Ops 4 season. See how he goes now. Into the Search we go, friends. 2 bomb sites, 1 bomb, 6 rounds to win.
Well, one just ran the wrong way. Only kidding. Just taking a bit of a detour here as we go on forward. 2 minutes on the clock, and straight away you see those projectiles push forward. And again, the Surge they have there set up here, it is kind of leaning towards B. And guess what? They've left just one. Little sneaky beaver back. It is going to be a Enable handling A, but the bomb going towards B now. As you can see on your screens, it could be a quick plant. That time will change. The bomb is down. 45 seconds are on the clock, and this is where we start to see the Surge. No pun intended here. Slack takes down 1. Apathy makes it 2, but bitten back. It's going to be Frosty here. And on your screens is Karma trying to shoot through the smoke. Doesn't get it. Lock on. But he is going to find himself a bit of damage. Can he be held up by Apathy? Yes, he can. And now Havoc and Frosty going up against just 2, but the 23 seconds, no one's on the bomb.
To 2 versus 2. Frosty now on his own. 1v2, Enable's going to clean it up. Plenty of time for the defuse, 15 seconds. It's going to go the way of Surge. Now, they are going to take their time in this one just a little bit. What they're trying to do right now is they're trying to allow that, you know, the field upgrades they have, whether that is a trophy system or whether that is dead silence, they're going to let that small bar build up. So they're going to buy as much time as they possibly can, defuse the bomb at the last possible second. Heads up play there from Surge. It's an old trick, but it's a good one, sir.
And it was really interesting there how, you know, the bomb got planted. It was still 5v5, you know, but the retake came through. Apathy found himself a triple. You can see that there on the scoreboard. 3 kills to his name. So we're certainly starting things off in round number 1 very, very strong. Now, as the bomb will be picked up, it looks like it's going to be handled by Enable this time. No surprise there. Over by the crates, though, controlled by the Mutineers, and we're seeing something different already.
Yeah, it's actually a 4-man push towards A for Surge. Bomb now being armed. Pristini in a prime position to possibly hit the flank here. Again, if he times this well, this could be exceptional. Bomb down. 40 seconds now for the retake. Keep an eye on that Pristini. Still trying to creep in through the rear. Apathy now making his way in through the front door. Timing could be absolutely brilliant. Find a kill or 2. That'd help out a lot. It's now going to be a 3v4. Brilliant timing there again. Apathy finding that kill from behind. In the back, though, it is going to be Octane finding the kills, trying to level the playing field. It's now a 3-on-3. Any more in the tank? Skies finds a second. Pristini makes the flank from the rear, then just in the nick of time in a 1v1. Slacked versus Pristini now. 15 seconds on the clock.
The smoke goes down. The defuse must be coming in, and it looks like Slacked might have just played this perfectly as he comes on through. He might go down.
Wait.
The time is all that matters. Can the defuse come in as 2 seconds ticks? Just 1, and it will go through. Whew. I say you played it perfectly. Wasn't pitch perfect, that's for sure. It was maybe 0.1 of a second off.
0.1, wow.
Look at the snap here on Pristini. That's a shot you want to keep your eyes out for here. Pristini there clutching up for the Mutineers.
By the absolute skin of his teeth, that defuse came through. I don't think it can get any closer than that.
I thought he'd done it. I thought that he challenged at the perfect time. The smoke obviously came down, but what was so special about that smoke was put down at 15 seconds. Again, exactly half. So as soon as that smoke went down, the nerves started to kick in. You're like, is that bomb being defused? Well, let's jump into round number 3 with another 2 minutes on the clock. After already 4 kills to his name, Slack finds 1 though. As he pushes on forward, 3-2 currently. Look at the pressure, look at the speed that we are seeing here from Apathy.
Yeah, nice kills there. He will go down. That was his 4th kill of the match. Skies on the flank, trying to stay alive. What a nade from Octane. Just banks it off the ground there, straight into the mouth of Skies, and that's going to be that. 3 versus 4. Mutineers at the disadvantage.
Octane took a lot of damage there, but he's back up and running here. We do see Skies fall. Havoc as well. This is a bit of a slower push. The bomb was not able to be put down, but it's kind of the same here from the Mutineers heading over towards B. Very well set up Octane in a power position, and Octane with an assault rifle up top. That's not what you want to face as he finds one. The pre-aim come through, it won't go down, and it's all up to Enable here. As he does find one, it's a 1v1 against Frosty. He challenges with the M4, and it's Frosty who comes out on top.
Did you feel that second? Did you feel that moment? You can see it here. Enable just manages to turn on the hop, and there was a chance. And Frosty did not let that get away from him. He managed to get that kill. A nice round to Florida. A little messy, a little ugly, but hey, man, we'll take it.
I thought Octane had it. You know, he was up top. He made a really important kill, but his location was revealed, and he was shortly taken down after. The Mutineers bite back here with 2 rounds and now lead in the search and destroy. Everyone's picked up some kills. No one's dropping a donut just yet here. As Enable grabs the bomb, we kick it off once more. Round of 4 here. Mork's already, though. Wow. First blood. Apathy has been dropped.
Cheeky angle there. Lovely nade from Skies as well. Just managed to get that sort of the bullet through the slither of the side of those containers. Any advantage really helps. Apathy will take a nice nap. We'll see him in the next round. The bomb is slowly but surely sort of teetering towards that B-bomb site. Is going to be in the hands of Enable right now. 1 minute 30 on the clock. A little slower now for the Surge, trying to count their chips. See what kind of play they can make. Octane finds nothing with that stun. Throws it for information. Throws it to garner some form of intel. Not going to happen. Now Skies repositioning back up top. Again, great position to be in. There are players beneath him, though, so this is now going to get dangerous very quickly. Very, very quickly. And if Skies isn't looking the right way, he does have a teammate watching his back, however, as those 3 members of Surge, 2 lying down, 1 on the top of the crates, tries to make a play happen.
Yeah, Mork's a really important player here. He's just hanging back there by the forklift, waiting for anyone to push forward. He's already made first blood this one. However, that bomb is behind the crates, and he's going to find himself an interesting one for sure. That's going to be Skies already. Finds himself 2 this round. Enable finds 1, but Skies 3 already. Finally hits the deck. And we are going to see a slight advantage towards the Mutineers. The 3v2 make it a 3v1. All up to Damon Barlow. Mr. Karma himself as he finds himself just 1 there. Will be taken down shortly after. And the Pristini himself will be coming through with a clean, concise defuse. A little bit of a dance as he does it, up and down with teammate Havoc. But another round on the board for the Mutineers here. And again, I kind of flash back to our first series as we saw Chicago lose that search and destroy after taking that hard point. Are we seeing something similar here?
Very, very possible. Again, even closer in contest when it comes to those respawn game modes, but 3-1 is starting to look like a convincing lead for the Mutineers. Again, Surge just on the back foot the entire time that round. They lost Apathy very, very early on, and then they were playing catch-up from absolute the get-go. They didn't have a whole lot to work with, and again, they were pinned in, trapped on that push in towards B. They could not make anything happen. Will they adapt now and try to make a change? There's the change, though. Octane with the snipe, trying to catch these players out, moving through wood, and there's the first. Skies. Good night. Almost finds the second. There it is, Octane doing what Octane does, and this is absolutely disgusting. Wonderful way to change the game, wonderful way to mix this one up. Now though, Pristini, he manages to get through a quick stab through the ribs there. He's going to find the kill on Akama, and he gets out while the get is good. He's alive, he's absolutely fine. It was a hit and run, and it's looking a little bit worse though as Surge. 2 snipes, a counter-attack from Pristini, but not quite enough. What a round.
Yeah, and again, you've got to just talk about Octane there, pulling that snipe out. It's a ballsy play, and the reason being is sometimes, you know, when you're, up 2 or 3 rounds, you take that risk. You think, why not? Right now, they were down 2 rounds, and that sniper came out, and teammates trusted him to do so, and Octane once again pulling the cat out the bag, 4-4 for himself. A much-needed round, 3-2 right now. Interesting, though, just kind of talking about Mutineers, they seem to be very, very B heavy on the aggression, and we've seen a bit of difference from Surge. They've gone to A once, they've gone to B. Maybe a little bit unexpected, but we see the sniper still in the hands of Octane, trying to connect with another. One player's been sneaky, but it looks like he's going to be caught from behind. It's going to be Havoc here, as he's going to toss out that smoke, open the door, break on through. Unfortunately for the Surge, he's going to be taken down.
Apathy will go down as well. Again, back and forth. These trades certainly working out in the favor of the Mutineers right now. 4 versus 3. Havoc with a great play to open this one up, take care of that sniper. But now the presence still being felt towards that B site. Bomb now making his way forward in the hands of Enable. The Surge in a very, very familiar territory now. Working again at a disadvantage, trying to retake, but they don't have the numbers, they don't have the angles to watch that bomb site, and they're just walking into the guns of the Mutineers.
Yeah, and what's so special about this is the first round that we've seen actually a team, and that being the Mutineers, push forward past that bomb site. Usually, it's almost giving up that bomb site, but right now, they've walked on in, and they've taken it. And they've stole it away from the Surge here. They were dominant, and they just came in, claimed that ground, just past the forest, just where we see this final kill cam right now. They were pushing them back, and I think obviously they were like, right, Octane sniping, let's put that pressure on. Havoc got aggressive. They got aggressive. Morks and Havoc again, changing that round, 4-2. As it is 1st-6. Quick flash of the scoreboard there. Everyone kind of playing their part. Lowest being Havoc, 2 kills. Highest, of course, just 7. And that's his teammate Skies. But we get into round number 7. 2 minutes once again put on that clock. And Mutineers, they're sticking to what they know, and right now it's working. It's going to be.
Yeah, the defensive rounds are so much stronger than it comes to the Surge. But still, Apathy's first blood. Karma actually finds a nade kill as well. So this is lovely work. 5v3. Nobody now on Surge, down and out. Strong numbers to work with. Can they hold on to this advantage they have? Pristini with the bomb again, making his way towards B. A is not getting any love whatsoever since that first opening round. And now, Octane in the high position. Slow and steady approach now from the members of Mutineers. Down low, it's going to be Skies. If he can find the timing here, this would be fantastic. He slips through. Did he get noticed? No. He did not. Octane was taken out from atop his perch. Now there's nobody up top. He managed to blind the scout there. Pristini with the bomb going down. Smoke's now covering the advance. What have we got from the Mutineers?
This guy's needed to go big there, and he's going to find himself one. Havoc joining the club as well, but Apathy shuts it down. And right now we're looking at a 2v1. It's all on Havoc, and he is going to be shut down. Apathy finding those last 2. It is a clutch, to say the least there. However, as the players will just run on by, take their time, let those field upgrades go through. Apathy will be coming in with a defuse shortly. But again, just kind of talking about that round, Sky's pushing up. He found his 8th kill of the game just by that little box. It was a very important one, but just overwhelmed by the Surge, who just took control and really showed them how to do it here. Defuse will come in, and we are going to see this get a little bit closer. Round 8 is going to be an important one. This is where Surge, they really don't want to let this game get out of hand. Yes, you're down by a couple of rounds and you're back in it here, but going down 5-3, mentally, it is a struggle. Are they going to tie it up? Let's check it out here as the clock ticks down. The players are ready.
And it's going to be tough for the Surge to win an offensive round. I don't think they've managed to find one yet.
I mean, they should have won the first one onto A, but
what do you know, though?
Away from Pristini.
It's back to B.
Back to B.
Back to B. It's a 3v2 on the attack. We've actually only got one member of the bomb carrying team moving forward. It's going to be Slacked as he just teeters forward. 2 members towards the back end, trying to find somebody from the Mutineers who's overextending. A slight exchange of gunfire there at the beginning, just a salvo, just, you know, feeling each other up, playing a bit of footsies under the table before we get into something more serious. And that seriousness may be wrung out by that smoke being thrown. Pristini on the poke. He pokes. He will go down. Nice bit of work there. Karma getting the kill. Octane with the assist.
That was actually a team shot coming through as well. Taken down so fast. And it was almost like the smoke was a little bit of bait, but someone who may have not took that bait is Skies, in and out as quick as that, and is looking for a double-double here as he finds himself. Semtex in hand, trying to find one before he falls, but might just go even better. He's found that second, he's dipped and dived, and he's found himself still alive. Only Octane to go, and Mutineers come out with the win. And again, it's because of that aggression on that bomb site. Last round, it was Morks himself kind of pushing forward along with Skies. Again, it's those same 2 players pushing forward, controlling those crates. And again, it's so difficult. You don't want to peek, you don't want to be blooded. But this time they come out on top. Potentially the final round here, if Mutineers can clutch up. Skies, though, hits double digits.
Surge, once again, just hesitating on the offensive, and they pay dearly for it. I mean, it's a solid effort from everyone. 10 kills for Skies for the Mutineers. On the Surge side of things, Apathy's managed to get 9. Is it going to be enough? Map point right now for Florida. And it's an offensive round. And back to B we go. 2 on the defense. Karma goes down. That's a great kill there as Morks manages to tie it up. It's a 4v4. Now an adaptation. 1 player remains. Octane goes as well. What a brilliant nade that was. Slacked and Apathy are all that's left now for the Surge.
Yeah, you see both players fall at B. However, number 7 is going to be the all-important one. He's going to be Slacked here, but on your screens it's going to be Skies just locking things down.
Slacked's alone. It's alone. He's going to make the push around the corner. He's just got no awareness, and he's gone. He's done. It's over. Florida tie the series up here in the Surge, 6-3. There were times there, Phil, where, admittedly, Seattle just looked like they had no idea what to do.
Yeah, it was an impressive showing from the Mutineers, and again, really, you go back and you think, why? They controlled that bomb site. On the aggression, on the defense, they made it their own, and it was Chance and Havoc for me, sorry, Morks and Havoc, who really were that kind of duo, if you like. And we talked about Havoc going into this. The Search and Destroy was something he needed to kind of show, and I'm already impressed by it. But does this just mean that Seattle, they go back to their respawn and they do what the Huntsmen did? We'll obviously have to wait and see for that one. But impressive stuff so far from the Mutineers and S&D.
Yeah, tied up 1-1. I think Phil and I need to take a little break. So why don't we throw it over the desk. Lottie, what did you guys think of that one?
Thank you so much, gents. Incredible stuff overall from both of our teams that we're seeing so far. I mean, I've got to give it to the Mutineers, though. That was really, really impressive. S&D is a seriously hard game type to really get into and perfect. I still haven't seen a team so far quite perfect the game of S&D. It's so back and forth, but I've got to hand it to them. Mutineers really had that dominance performance on Gunrunner, and I felt like Surge, no matter what they could do, it just wasn't happening for them. It wasn't working. That B, storming B for Mutineers just seemed to be working over and over again.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The Mutineers, they were able to get so aggressive and hit those timings at the B side crates over and over again. And they're always the aggressors, whether they're on defense or offense. They're always the ones like sliding, trying to hit that timing. And usually in Call of Duty, when you're the aggressor, when you're the one making the other team make decisions, you're going to be more successful. So I think that's like the perfect example right there. And it was interesting to see that the Surge, they had that one round that was pretty successful on the A side, but Brasini was able to clutch up and get that last second defuse. And then Surge never really went back over to that side of the map very strongly. So I don't know, maybe that round just got in their heads a little bit and they went away from it and it didn't go their way. So.
Yeah, for me, it was the mid-round adjustments for the Surge. You could see throughout the map they tried different things. There was a lot of rounds early on where Apathy would try to push up and get inside of their base, and he had some good stats, but there were a couple times where he did get first blooded, and it was very difficult for the Surge to adapt after that. So if you're going to try to make a play, you need to follow it up with some other teammates doing some other things on the other side of the map, because you have to distract. If you have a player being that aggressive in their base and he's going to get first blooded, you have to try to make plays on the other side of the map, and they weren't doing that, and we saw them slow it down later in the rounds, but then the Mutineers were just picking them apart. And it was just a little bit easy for them to clutch up and win that.
And of course, Octane really was getting heated up there as well, and he was performing super, super well. And then Havoc, the next round, just sneaks up and just totally shuts him down. How frustrating is that, TP, to try and deal with? When you're really going off on it, and suddenly your thunder just stolen.
Yeah, I mean, a player like Havoc has been doing that for years now. It's S&D is definitely his strong suit when it comes to competitive Call of Duty. And it's players like that that are able to hit those timings with SMGs, get to super close range where you're not really expecting it. That can just be so frustrating for a player like Octane to deal with over and over again every single round. You're at a disadvantage with the M4. MP5 is kind of the do-it-all weapon right now. I mean, both guns really are, but the MP5 is something special.
Especially on a map like Gunrunner, the MP5 is going to be extremely
exactly.
dominant, especially when those smokes come in, you get over towards crates, you can just wreak havoc inside of green and crates.
Amazing stuff. Well, speak of the devil with Octane, we're going to go to our US Army tactical play of the game and talk about this incredible man with the sniper. He was going off. Talk to me about his gameplay, TP. Why is he so good with this sniper, and why is this crucial to try and influence the way that this game with S&D is played, picking off these players early on?
When you have an influential sniper on the map, it's basically the other team has to show him respect at certain sides of the map. So when he's getting aggressive like this, taking those early peaks on top of those crates right there, every single round after that, the enemy team is going to have to think twice about what they're doing. They can't take those wide angles when they're pushing up towards the trees over there. You're worried about nades, you're worried about a sniper, you're worried about so many different things on the map. So just an influential sniper like that just makes the other team very, very uncomfortable.
It does indeed. And we had, name us many, many highlights in this game. We're going to take a look at them now as well. But for you, what was really standing out there, between these two rosters? I did feel it was very close. We had a bit of a scrappy start to this S&D. But talk to me about what we're seeing.
I mean, I really like that 1v1 that you're going to see right here that Brasini ended up winning. That smoke was there for like 6-7 seconds, and I really did not think that he was going to get that defuse, and he ends up getting it with like a millisecond left in the round. So, throughout this game, though, I just thought that the Mutineers were able to adapt and change up their strategies multiple different rounds. We saw them go over towards the middle side of the map and try to get inside their water or inside their green, vice versa, and they just did a great job at getting that positioning and picking apart the Surge.
Let's just talk about now a player who statistically was really winning our hearts here in Skies. I mean, we need to talk about this Mutineer roster. This was insane from them. 11 kills, 7 deaths here. That is mad. The stats coming off here on S&D, this is something that you need to have in a roster. This is a powerhouse. And if he can continue this, S&D might become one of their strengths.
It's a big point. We talked a lot about it leading into today, which teams are going to be strong. And Skies was one of the best S&D players from Black Ops 4 last year. So the fact that he's able to carry in, a lot of that leadership is going to come in as well. I'm sure they're more than well prepared for this S&D they look really good.
And Nameless, you mentioned him. Pristini is another one to watch out for. That 0.1 second guy clutching up there. This means a lot in an S&D game. If you can bring it right down to the wire, but you have a player who won't give up right at the last second, like Pristini, this is what you want to see on your team.
Yeah, they have a good mixture of players. You know, Sky's got a couple first bloods on that map, and then you have players like Havoc and Pristini who can, you know, sneak through the cracks and kill a player like Octane to make it that much more easier for Mox or Skies to get those picks with the ARs.
Indeed. And, you know, something that I want to talk about as well is, of course, our Astro listenings. This is really interesting stuff. It's really exciting for us to be able to bring this technology to you. We want to know what the players are thinking, right? We want to know how they communicate in game. That is really, really important. TP, obviously, being a previous coach of Optic Gaming, how important is it to have clear, concise communication?
To be honest, from coaching experience, you can kind of listen to your team, the kind of moods that they're in, and the mindset going into a match, and you can tell sometimes when you don't have the right mindset. So being a coach, when those guys are up there talking to their teams, that's a perfect example of maybe they can turn the tide, get the comms going, and you really need to keep the communication fluid. You can't have 1 or 2 or 3 players on the team getting quiet. It really, you know, kills the vibe in a sense going into the next map, especially if you just lost the last one pretty bad. So Astro listening is very, very important to see, sort of look into the team's vibes a little bit.
Absolutely. I'm sure we'll be having plenty more as we go on. Now, of course, you may notice our players are really kitted out. They're kitted out to the nines, and I'm sure you guys want to be joining them too. If you want to support your hometown, what would you guys rock on the big stage if you were up there? Hoodie or a jersey? The choice is yours. Merchandise for all 12 teams is available at shop.callofdutyleague.com. I mean, the kit is pretty insane. What's your favorite kit so far on the stage, TP?
Oh, I think I'm going to go with the Surge.
Oh, the Surge. That is a clean kit.
I like the colors a lot.
Nameless, your fashion is always on point. You're always well dressed. Talk to me about what you'd be rocking up there.
Chicago, come on. Hometown. That green is beautiful. I got it on right now. Come on.
You're dripping today too. You both are, but it is facts.
We all
it
are.
Is facts. And talking about dripping, are you guys sweating up there in the casting box? I need to hear from you guys. How incredible is this game so far? What do we make of it?
Are we sweating, Lottie? God, no, we're not sweating at all, because there's actually a tiny little fan just at my feet that's going right into my sort of face and stomach. It's absolutely incredible. Shout out to the lovely crew for providing that one to us. Phil, are you heating up in here? Are you ready to rumble?
I'm good. I'm ready to rock and roll. It's not too hot here. However, Nameless, again, how good does he look?
Thank you. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I'm told you're Nameless. I'm loving this so much. It's so wonderful.
It looks good.
It's wonderful to be back with our colleagues. Such characters. Everyone's fantastic.
It's been a while.
Hey, and shout out to Lottie. You're doing an incredible job. We love you on the desk. Right, friends. It's time for domination. Sorry, headphone users, or am I? Third map of the series. We're back on Gunrunner. Now, Phil, let's talk predictions, mate. The first sort of respawn game, the hard point was a little tight, was a little close right until the very end. Search and destroy, an absolute bloodbath. Will it be close? Will it be far? Will it be near? What's the deal, mate?
I feel for me it's going to be another close game. You know, the first 5-6 minutes of that hard point was very, very close. We can kind of only judge it off of that being that respawn game mode, but I am starting to look at those players that maybe kind of just, you know, hit away in the search and destroy. We didn't really talk about the likes of Karma too much, but as we get into domination here, we're going to leave a player either side there, just getting that home flag, and it's all eyes on B here. You know, who will take it first? Who will be that offensive team? And we see the Mutineers go forward and take down 3. Apathy, Octane, and Slacked. They're going to have to hit that respawn and get going once more. But the flag headed in the way of the Mutineers. You see there, top middle of your screen, keep track of everything. B will be captured, as it is highlighted in those beautiful blue Mutineer colors here. Seattle, of course, rocking white right now.
Here we go. Apathy trying to make the play in through the backside of B. Right through the door, into the front line. Teammates going to try and back him up. Karma watching the front as well. Lovely trades as they are going to keep going down. But Frosty, the last man standing left from the point. And he finds another one, the third for Frosty. As he brings the cold indoors. What a multi-kill that was. And he's going to manage to regen his full health. 3 kills in a row. And B remains Florida's.
Again, that's just kind of such an important play. And right now, he is snapping. And not only this, but he's finding himself with so much knowledge. You see by the way he's moving around. He knows that his home flag is under pressure. What? My goodness, Frosty! Woohoo! This guy is ready to rock and roll. This guy at the moment. He's 8-0. Make it 9. Frosty! You can see the twitch, the snap, and his MP5. This guy's at home.
He's just running around mid-map, just taking scalps right now. There's a few more players, and it took 2 men and a stun to bring him down. Woohoo, Frosty! We like that. The points still accumulating for the Florida Mutineers, slowly but surely, but now we're seeing that A point taken now by the Surge.
Yeah, just kind of talking about the importance of some of these things in-game as well. Smokes, trophy system. Smokes you can obviously, muster up over that flag and just jump on with real no pressure, as we do see going back and forth here. Seattle Surge are going to take B. For the trophy systems, of course, they can prevent any type of projectile. Your smokes, your semtex, your stuns, grenades, anything. You name it right now. Pushing forward, Slack with 3 kills, 1 with the semtex, 1 with an MP5, and the 3rd with an M4. Mr. Do It All right now as he's on the defense.
And that's huge. He manages to find the kills. He pushes space around B, and he allows his teammates to come in and complete the cat. Lovely work there from Slack. Now the Surge just have to set up now and hold on. High above the smoke he goes as Enable now clears that right-hand side flank. A. Looking to capture it. They're pushing the members of the Mutineers right to the very, very back, to the furthest extremity of the map, while they potentially go for that triple cap. Now, Phil, what's a triple cap?
A triple cap, obviously, when you hold 3 flags at once, that's when you're going to be getting the most points. However, pushing for that triple cap, sometimes it comes back to bite you in the butt as you'll see your home flag disappear. Not for the Surge, though. They were under pressure over by C, but they're going to be saved by Apathy here. Now, once that's done, they need to get back over to B because the pressure is on. Pressure, Octane lashed in the face of pressure. 2 kills through the wall. Pristini Morks, and Pristini once again, though, will shut down 4, and you'd expect that flag to be challenged once more. And it is going to actually be the home flag. It's interesting here. You talk about a triple cap. One thing I will say, sometimes you can get this split cap, and that's when you hold A and C. And right now, that's exactly what the Mutineers are doing. But at this point, this can be a little bit hard to manage because they are far apart, and we're going to see Surge take back A.
11 kills to Frosty. It's Karma on your screen, just sort of patrols around the showers, the janitors, if you will, and just cleans things up in and around this locker room. Octane not to be bested in that position. The cart-to-cart gunfight is so difficult to maintain, as now B is the Surge's. Havoc just on the right-hand side of the screen there, just trying to find the kill. If he can find a kill and make his way forward, that's great. Morks covering the line there with the assault rifle. Lovely work. He will be taken down from behind. However, now Morks, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. There are 2 members of the Surge surrounding him. With their help from his friends will get him by, but Karma's going to put him down. Enable Slack, their kills going the way of the Surge, and now the lead is theirs.
Yeah, it's a small lead though, however, points are points. And again, when you're holding a 2 cap, you obviously have that extra, that flag. Per flag, you're going to get 12 points per minute. Of course, a triple cap, that's when you're getting 36. That's when you really can get a lead, but it's getting that triple cap and holding it that is so hard. And right now you can see the Mutineers, they're easily going to take back B. And we're going to see Surge maybe try and go for that home flag. We see Enable try and sneak through. He's going to be shut down. We're going to see another drop. That's going to be Karma here. And we might see the Mutineers take back that lead now as they find themselves with C and B. They're actually challenging A as well.
That player on A, I think he's just got taken care of in the nick of time, and now we see the members of Surge spawning on that far left-hand side of the map, with the area you're looking at now, as they now make their way forward, trying to retake B. Only 1 member now of Mutineers, defending that their B side. As Enable makes his way forward, Octane slow and steady, checks his corners, his teammates finding those kills. Karma's going to lead the charge. Now the shots are there, lovely bit of hip fire, and the second from Octane. And look at that, every point on the map now has got a little bit of Surge all over it. B has been made neutral, C has got a little bit of danger there as well. This could be a huge turnaround for the Surge.
And this is when you've got all 3 flags, this is where you've got to really split your team up, and that can be a little bit of a weakness, but they'll take that 3 cap there for, the 5 seconds that they have it. They put themselves back in the lead. And again, very important now to set up and hold these home and middle flag as well. B and C in the control of Surge. C is actually changing hands as it looks like Havoc there. It's currently 7 and 10, but he is going to find himself just neutralizing C. And we're going to see if the Surge can take it back with a kill feed like that. Most likely they will. It's Octane who's going to find himself jumping on it. Octane again, respawn. He seems so comfortable with that M4. He's currently 14 and 9. And a little fun fact for you on the hard point. No Mutineer player went positive. That's going to be difficult to win, of course. And right now, it's Morks only positive there at 10 and 9, making 11 and 9. So they really need to step up their slaying side of things, I feel.
Yeah, we need to see more players down for the Surge if the Mutineers are going to find anything here. 3 members now alive. They're going to be pushing through C. Octane finds another 3 kills and he locks down B. Once again, he's king of the tracks. You're on the wrong side of them, Havoc, as he's going to get taken down from behind by Karma. Lovely work now, Octane. He's picking up anything he can find. He's been alive for so long, and he helps his team absolutely net that round, 102 to 90. It's not a huge advantage going into the next, but it's good enough for me.
Oh, it most certainly is. And again, when you've got that lead there, 12-point lead, that is a minute of 2 capping. That is, in 60 seconds, it's a long time when it comes to domination here. Seattle, of course, now showing how good they really can be. But as we switch on sides, we get that countdown once more. These guys are going to jump back into the action. Like I said, I just want to see more slaying. Morks is that assault rifle player. Yes, he's 12 and 10. But you go over, you look at Enable, you look at Octane, Karma. All positive here, all putting up big numbers. Can they keep it up?
Opening Gambit now, as you see the push forward. Christine hoping to find A. He will be captured now. Great defensive work there from Octane. Did not fall for that one. The trophy system was there to intercept the nade, and brilliant stuff. Now B will be going the way of Seattle as well. So a strong start here in the second round.
We're going to see Morks there, shot right in the back, and that's an easy kill coming in for Apathy, a 3-kill streak for him. As one thing that you've really got to keep your eye on is that middle map. You've got to keep that middle ground. And again, if you can rotate very easily. If your flags are being taken, you can just rotate simply. Try and keep yourself quite close. And Apathy, Pistol Pete over here. Bang, bang.
Will be taken down. You see Seattle Surge with a slight lead now. Let's have a quick Astro listen in with the Surge.
Lockers, one shot. There's 2 of you. I got one to spawn. Havoc and Pressure. 2 going out.
I like this. Very good.
Real part of me is like, I feel like we can fade out the right hand side.
Oh, dude. P3 still Havoc. He's on. We're good. I can smoke the ramp in a second. Havoc, nice one.
I need it close, careful.
Setting close. I don't come, guys. And he's stuck behind the box, I think.
I got the guy. One's green, though. One's green. In green. He's good box. He pushed out.
You always push out box.
That's 2.
P3, did I kill him?
Nice.
He's gonna be mid, probably.
Oh, he's in goal. We should go C. Neutral C.
Got him. Nice. That's 4.
On B. One on B. In the corner of B. It was lockers.
Guys might be able to get the neutral.
Yeah, and lockers.
Going off USC. Get neutral and get off. Just baiting you in. We're winning.
Flash. I got one. Yeah, you guys should be able to help get
P3 Cole. One's in the warehouse.
I got one.
He's going boxes, Tay. One's behind me. He's at B. On B flag. One's on A. He's in boxes.
And there you hear it from the mouths themselves. The Seattle Surge, they've started to really take this map very much into their hands at 133 to 116, and we saw that push towards, the C side as well. I mean, just looking absolutely brilliant. We love it. I mean, what do you do now if the Mutineers? It's just a dire situation. Do they have to start winning gunfights, be slaying? What will it be?
Well, it's going to be very difficult for me. The first thing they need to start is the slaying, and they're just being shut down. When you're going up against the likes of Octane, it's so difficult. This man just sets himself up not only in the perfect position, but with a pretty much perfect aim. It's very hard to take down the turret himself. However, a couple kills go in favor of the Mutineers. Right now, they currently hold B. They've just taken over A. For me, they just need to kind of settle themselves. They need to hold this for a second before they go for that triple cap. Sometimes it just seems a little rush from the Mutineers themselves.
There we go, Mutineers trying to get a little bit of seed. It's going to be that player number 9 who's going to be making his way forward onto it. We are seeing now cleared, made safe. A and B still in the hands of the Mutineers. Frosty, he's had a stunning game so far. He has slowed down tremendously now at 15 to 16, but that opening first round, we need to find some of that sweet Frosty magic. It's B about halfway towards the way for the Mutineers to be made neutral first. This has been a good hold for Florida, but not quite enough. Morks, though, trying to keep the dreams alive, in from behind as we go back towards B. Slacked again on the defense, waiting for his teammates to push up. Oh, what a kill that was from Havoc. Skins him alive, and now he's going to go straight towards the point.
Yeah, you'll see such the important position over by Cole and over by the train track. You can really get those power positions. However, we see Slack go down. Octane finds himself 2 before falling. Apathy and Karma joins the party, but Skies answers back. A 5-killing spree here. We talked about, of course, the importance of slaying. Skies looking to step that up. B is going to change hands here for a second. The neutralization does come in. Can they actually take it for themselves? That's the question. Looking to stop that is Morks. Trophy system denies there and shows the importance once more. B so close, yet so far away it feels to change in hands. 2 minutes on the clock. Trophies in abundance here. And I tell you what, kills 2. Morks finds himself a double 4-kill streak for him.
Nice double, just about in time to get his teammates there now. Make B neutral again and then go for the full cap. Enable though, great nading on the top. There's no trophies to save him. Morks finds his 5th kill in a row, and this is a good hold. That's the trophy they need. That's solid defense. Surge may get C, but B is just about finished though. They haven't managed to quite complete it though, and you get this. Oh, it's the people on B. Get it, finish it, close it out, but Karma in the nick of time. There was about 10% left on that capture point. B does not go the way of the Mutineers. B will stay neutral.
Yeah,
no, wait, how does that take it back? Now we're all good. They got it, guys. Don't worry, B's theirs now.
Octane sadly finds himself a Karma there lying on that flag. However, look at the top middle, 162 to 160. So close here. Mutineers not out of it and really showing what they can bring to the party. Frosty, of course, started so strong at 9-0. Right now he finds himself 19-20. What a turnaround, not for the good here, but Surge They, for the first time in a long time, are down. They have one flag. And Mutineers, they just need to hold here. They need to dig those heals in. However, one player's going to fall. That's going to be mulked over by B. Now pushing forward. It's going to be Octane. Finds himself 2. Does go down. Are we going to see this change hands again? It doesn't look likely as Mutineers have thrown everything in the kitchen sink, but Enable and Karma make it 5. As now B must change hands. This is going to be a close one here. 170 to 175. 45 seconds left.
We have to see B go. We have to see Florida take B. We have to see something. Maybe they go towards C instead, but now they're in a tough spot. Frosty trying to find these kills. Push up the map. Havoc, get on your horse, son. Start riding away. You need to make your way across mid-map as quickly as you can. Karma, though, in from behind at A, trying to find some players on spawns. If he can cut the legs out of this push, he buys his team so much time. The lead is about to change. There's the shots. Karma finds 1. Octane with 2 on the back. 180 to 180 is about to flip over. Once again, in the absolute dying seconds of the match now. 12 seconds to go. It may as well be done. B and C, they're in Surge's hands. They've not been able to do anything. Florida have just fallen out of the boat, and that's going to be it. It's all done. And what do you know, friends? Seattle, they will take Dom from the absolute clutches of defeat there.
4 points separate the two teams. We saw it go back and forth. Both teams, of course, leading at some point in the game. We saw moments of brilliance from, so many players at that point. How to start a game, Frosty. How to get back into it. Honestly, just the slaying power for me was so important. Quick replay, though, as Octane there. The dying seconds with just 60 seconds on the clock here. This is where, realistically, there's only 12 points up for grabs here. Incredible stuff.
Seattle Surge now take the lead in the series 2-1. Welcome back to the COD League. Miles and Momo here as we bring you our 4th map in this series. Seattle versus Florida. You can see us up there. Hi guys, how you
Top
doing?
left.
You're enjoying yourselves immensely here in Minneapolis. As we said, it's cold outside. The snow is quite something, but boy, it's very, very fun in here. The Armory has been a fantastic venue, and we thank you for watching online, and we thank you for watching here in the venue. Any Seattle fans here? Is there a couple of you come down to enjoy the show? That guy in the yellow, thanks, man. Thank you very much. Any Florida fans?
I'll tell you what, it would be quite a drive, quite a distance to just drive on down to Minnesota.
It's quite literally coast to coast as well from
it
Seattle
really
to
is.
Florida. I must say, having come to the US and starting to work with the
You new here, it's okay.
Yeah, but for you as well, our American geography is just better than it's ever been, right?
We're getting better. We're getting better.
All 50
I mean, I
cents
drove across the country. I kind of figured it out as I went along. However, we're enjoying our time. I think it's our first time, both of us, in Minnesota. Obviously, a very warm welcome from Rocker themselves, and what a show they're putting on. So big shout out to you guys. However, right now, the game that we are watching, the battle of the seasides, if you like. They're going head to head, and Seattle, obviously, they're showing how good they can be at points. But that domination, that was super close. You know, that wasn't a walk in the park. No game really has been. And it makes me excited to jump into Cave Harbor.
Oh, Azir Cave, or Azir. I don't know, I'm not really sure how we say that one just yet. But
One
hey,
of your
friends,
favorite maps, this one, Mal?
It is one of my favorite maps. I do enjoy the cave.
You like to camp down that well, don't you? I've seen you.
Don't do that.
Cheeky Claymore.
Name and shame me. Not on broadcast, you scumbag. Here we go in a hard point. As we saw in the first one, it's first to 250. That hard point will move every minute. There's a little bit of a mix-up on this map. Again, we've got lots of the interior of the cave. There are 2 hard points inside there and the other 3 on the outside. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. That first hard point right in the center of the small town. Florida versus Seattle. Map 4, here we go.
So again, judging on the only hard point that we've seen from these 2 teams right now, Octane, Karma, 2 players to watch from Surge, but really Enable with the one to kind of start things hot off on map number 1. So as the hard point is going to be unlocked in just 1 second, here we go. The teams have set themselves up. Now, this obviously pretty hard to kind of keep yourself hidden as it's right in the middle of the map. As we see players jump on board. Prestini finds himself in the house. And Yellow, as the guys call it here, pushing forward, is going to be finally taken down there after finding a couple of kills. Havoc, though, hidden a flank. And this is interesting here. Number 3, that, of course, is. See what he can do in just a couple seconds, as we are going to see Surge spawn on in that cave. And that's a tough one. Sometimes you can really get pinned back there.
It's very, very difficult to break this hard point. You can see that position that Morts is in. He's in that right-hand side corner. You have to push right into the hard point to get that damage done, or you have to find a perfect 2-nade situation, and it is not working out, as Florida have got an absolute iron grip on this hard point.
Yeah,
18 seconds left, and I mean, they could honestly get the rest of it.
Just kind of talking about this first hard point, sometimes it is pretty difficult. You don't have that trophy system straight away, but you certainly have that smoke grenade, and it gets a little bit crazy. But judging by that top middle, we see the Mutineers take 30 points from the potential 60. Right now, rotation will be setting in. You start to see Surge pick up those kills, and they're a bit static, and the reason is they're already there, and they're pushing forward too. Enable trying to find one, will do that. Can he find a second? It looks like he might do, but he's going to be taken down. Right now, Octane, though, in a favorable position. This is just his... This is where he thrives. Put himself in a power position, a long line of sight, and an assault rifle in hand, and this is where he lives.
I mean, what's the one thing that could really slow him down? And that's a well-placed smoke grenade. Completely cut off the shot. And there we go. It's a perfect 5 kills for the Florida Mutineers. They have just come in and they're going to snatch that good old booty. There it is. Hardpoint's going to be going the way if they can get one more wave of kills. Lovely work from Skies. Top shots, though, from Slack from above as he comes in off spawn. And they manage to make safe the hardpoint as Seattle bounce right on back.
Yeah, and Surge are going to be rewarded with those spawns. Obviously, they rotated quicker. I will say it was a top shelf kind of break from Mutineers, but they couldn't make that second wave of kills. And that was the important one, really, as we see the last 5 seconds go to Surge. And we have to see them take the lead here, but again, this is much like map number 1, where it went very much back and forward. As we head over to the next hardpoint, Prestini patrolling the area, trying to find exactly where they're going to be pushing forward, but right now they have the field itself. Breaking on through, though, Prestini looking for another kill.
Now, the soccer field is a very, very difficult hardpoint to actually maintain control of. It's such an open space, and Prestini has poked us out of the window at possibly the wrong time. And here we go, the push. Frosty keeping the positions down low. Morks is up tall in that broken building, but Slack has managed to infiltrate. So now he's in that top building position. This is looking fantastic for Seattle, as they're now going to break the hardpoint, push these players back, and have full control of themselves. Seemingly effortless, not a single bit of sweat fell from the brow, and there you go. Apathy, not able to get the second, but wonderful work nonetheless.
Yeah, managed to put enough damage to make it easy for Enable, though, as now Enable starts to wiggle his way around that house, finds himself another, and you see by the static count there, Enable just in and about and just taking names, shutting them down. That MP5, ambitious to say the least, as he does deal a little bit more damage, but not enough right now. 5 seconds left, and it is going to go to the Surge, it looks like. But over by the cave, we're going to get 3 players down. Karma's already rotated, but he might be outnumbered here, Miles.
Solid time from Surge on that last hard point. Now we go back into the west side of the cave, the more open side of the cave, and it's an absolute nade fest inside there. Haven't managed to find a teammate. Apathy and Slack, though, their guns are up and they're ready to roll as they make their way on. Frosty, though, watch that left-hand side as he pushes forward to the table, will be taken down. Powerful cover fire from Seattle. Wonderful job watching those angles again. The position they're now in the cave, they only have to watch 2 angles, the short door and the larger one to the far left-hand side of the screen now. So as long as they can funnel the members of the Mutineers into their guns, this is going to be an easy hard point for them to hold.
Yeah, Octane set up on that truck as well. He was just kind of posted up with that M4 in hand. You're not going to be able to break that easily at all. And Surge are just sticking those heels in and not letting anyone past here. They are going to find themselves with the final 10 seconds. It looks like here Mutineers are going for that rotation. But actually, Skies is being chased down, hunted like the prey that he was. And we're going to see him finally fall, respawn on up, but probably not in the most favorable position here. The Surge, again, not only have they really dominated that last hard point in the west side of the cave, but they've set themselves up really nicely for this next hard point. And what I like from what I'm seeing from Surge is they're not being too aggressive. They're not being a little sporadic in what they do. They're taking their time, and we see a 5-kill streak for Apathy, a 3-kill streak for Enable himself. Karma's found himself a double as well. All shut down, though.
I mean, ridiculous stats right now. Enable 15-9, Apathy 18-6 right now. I mean, they really are the shining stars of Seattle at this point in time. Enable once again finding those multi-kills. Havoc now trying to make his way in from behind the hard point. The smoke will cover his approach. The nade goes over the top to try to soften up the defenders. But look at this. He's just getting absolutely blasted there on point. The fact that he's in there is good enough right now, but Apathy is going to make his way forward. Slack is going to assassinate him from behind, and that is an absolutely devastating counterattack from Seattle. Now you've got trophies up. There's 12 seconds left. Give them to him. They're going to be going to the next hard point as well.
This is where things start to get a little out of control. This is probably the biggest lead we've seen in hardpoint all day long. And again, you take your hat off for Apathy. 19-7 right now. He really is going dad mode and put him in the backpack here. We talked about Florida, you know, what was their problem in map number 1 as well as map number 3. And you know what? It was their slaying power. Right now, again, no one being able to put positive numbers up. Sky's trying to change the game here, trying to do something special. And he will do for 15 seconds already going in their hands. Can they do any more?
Hard point now. 40 seconds remaining on this second set of the hard points. Karma finds himself his 5th in a row. That's wonderful stuff. Now, don't forget, friends, this is match point for Seattle. All they need is this hard point, and they can hang those controllers up and enjoy the rest of the night in Minneapolis. 25 seconds left as Florida managed to make a little bit more of a dent in that scoreboard. 141 has been stuck for a while from Seattle.
Yep.
Let's see if they can't make a change here.
And right now we see Seattle outslain by 20 kills. And there's a reason for that. It is their position. It is their movement. And we're seeing them just take them down one by one. Now, rotation has been a problem for the Mutineers. They have struggled in breaking hard points. They've struggled in holding one. But this might be the chance for them to do it. They obviously will get there first, and they're going to get those initial points, but how are they going to hold this? We're going to see 2 breaking in from the back here, but Karma on your screens there, just trying to get a line of sight, and jumping on board with Karma, actually finds the head of Havoc there. Good night.
He does manage to take care of the player in the hard point, but Morks fills that role immediately. Lovely defense again. Skies goes down. Still on the hard point is going to be the Florida Mutineers. Here comes the counterattack now from Surge right into Morks and Frosty, and they cut them to absolute ribbons. 100 points have now been passed, and Florida, they're not out of this yet. Enable, he tries to stop the bleeding for the time being, but it's not going to be enough. Delightful work from Florida. They're keeping this one going. I'm loving the resolve. I'm loving the grit.
And it is really kind of that money hill. A lot of people have talked about this really on previous games, and this is the one where if you rotate early, you can get this first couple of points. You're rewarded with those favorable spawns, and rightly so. Last 15 seconds looks like it's going to the Mutineers as well, and this gets them right back in the game, Miles. We were talking just a few moments ago about the biggest lead in hardpoint. Now you look at it, and there's 20 points separating the 2 squads.
This is really bad looking situation for Seattle. They may have control of the soccer field for now. I say soccer field, and I'm sorry, British viewers.
Interesting goalpost, look at it.
I know. I mean, but look, man, you make do with what you've got. I don't know what that gun's doing in the middle of the pitch, but hey, we'll call it the football field, shall we? Let's be true to ourselves. Lovely work from Frosty. Through the smoke goes Slack, and he's toast. Lovely nades as well as Skies manages to keep them off it, and this is it. They're on point. 156 is Seattle's score, but this is still a good hold from Florida. Look at the kills. Are they going to be able to get the time? This is solid work again. 35 remaining on point, and the presence is certainly being felt. Can Florida take the lead?
Morks rotating around that gun right in the middle, using it to his advantage here. He's going to throw himself out a bit of equipment, still soak up the points here. Mutineers like a sponge right now, taking in everything. Plenty of time still to go. And with this, they are going to take the lead. And again, we saw how much points you can get from the west side of the cave. It was Surge who took all of them, but they were actually breaking from the opposite side previously. This time they've got in there early and they're getting set up. They've got trophy systems. They've got their main assault rifle in there. They might be down, but they're certainly not out here. Can Surge fight back?
It's not what you want to be seeing as a Mutineers fan. Octane absolutely posted up in and from behind it. Skies, he finds one, he finds two. He's managed to break the line wide open. He came in through the doggy door. He just crept in. He will be taken down, but that's it. They've managed to hold out for now. Surge, it was a bit of a blip in the roadmap, but they've managed to hold on, and now they've managed to stop that. Brilliant work from Surge. That could have been absolutely disastrous, but Slack now pushing that front line forward, holding on. The cave is looking very, very much like Seattle's, and this is a solid bit of work. About to retake that lead, unless a big push now happens from Florida, and they will be able to do that, but they're also getting ready for that next hard point in 30 seconds time. Yeah,
and again, interestingly enough, there were two-star players on map number 1, and that was Karma and Octane. This time it's Enable and Apathy. Apathy with a plus 10, 27 and 17. Enable 25 and 18, both with a lot of hill time as well. So really doing everything that they can to get themselves back in it, and they've done just that. They've taken the lead. They've got a 10-point lead. They're going to make it 20 here, but they are going to have to rotate. Mutineers, they're going to be waiting. They're going to be ready. They're setting up, and they're going to try and take that lead back. I feel like we could be in for a nail-biter here, Miles.
I think you're absolutely right. We've got a position now set for Florida. Now ready to get a lot of time. Morks lying in the grass. Frosty there in the box on point. And you can see the kills coming through for the entirety of the Florida Mutineers lineup now. Got to get a couple more up this one. Morks, lovely positioning, lovely shots. And that's what you like to see from Morks. Brilliant work. He can't get the nade out, but 2 kills will get it done. Where is his reinforcements? As Octane now and Co. surge forward, quite literally. Lovely work again from Apathy as he managed to keep the kills going. Octane with his 3rd, but the hard point is still Florida's. Smoke's out now as the engagement continues, and the 3 members of Seattle surge forward. They're charging right in on point. Frosty goes down. Havoc now from the rear. What's he got?
Octane was aggressive enough there to get 3 kills, get that multi-kill. He actually flipped those spawns as well, and that was the important thing. We saw Seattle spawning right at the back, but just like that, Morks is going to break in. 3 kills to his name in a row, and we are going to the back end here. We're going for a 3rd rotation. 203, place 203. The Mutineers will go in with a small lead. The Mutineers will have the advantage, and the Mutineers have the chance to tie this game up. Right now, they are down 2-1 in the series if you just joined us here, but the new hardpoint is up and running. Morks on a 4-kill streak, and again, I said how in map number 1, nobody on the Mutineers went positive. Right now, it is only Morks, 19 and 14. He's got a minute and a half of hill time. He really is being that X factor for the Mutineers.
Oh, brilliant work from Skies. He gets 3, and he's going to hold it. 20 seconds now for the win. 20 seconds to prove the haters wrong and doubt that they had set upon them in the power rankings and in the forums, on Twitter, everything. We're looking to see Florida now turn this around. 10 points for the win. Pristini finds 5 kills in a row, and oh my, Florida, they're not out of this yet. There's a quick contest. Is it going to be enough to make anything happen here? No! 5 seconds for the win. Florida, you've only gone and done it. You've only got an almost push to game 5. It's not done yet.
Wait a second here. It looks like this hard point might be neutral for a second, but it's the race to the rotation here. The Surge are pushing through the cave, and we've seen the Money Hill and what it can do. Frosty's got to go down, and right now, it's all up to just 2 players. Octane needs to hold the line. We're going to see Apathy up there as well. The rotation has gone down. No one's on the point, but Surge have control. 2 players spawning out, and the Mutineers, they need one simple break. Just a couple kills separate them right now.
1 kill's going to get done. Havoc in from behind through the smoke. He's managed to infiltrate enemy lines. Havoc! He's got a burst! He's only gone and done it! What a play from behind! Florida forced the game 5.
Sneaky from Havoc there, getting in and behind enemy lines. Beautifully done. And the game 5 is gonna go down. And believe me, they were not outslayed in that hard point by any means, but they got themselves back into it. We saw Skies on a 5 streak. We saw Morks really kicking things up there with 22 kills, but it was really Pristini to light up right at the end there. He dropped 32. He was negative pretty much 97% of that game. Yeah, that's a made-up stat. But he goes in the lead at the very, very end. Pristini really stepping up. And a player for the first time ever on the main stage in the CDL without his brother. He's doing it alone, and he's doing it with the Mutineers.
He's doing just fine on his own. What a hard point. Game 5 now coming up next. Lottie in the desk. How are you guys doing?
I am sweating up here watching this. This is unbelievable stuff that we are seeing so far. And it's the first day right now of CDL. I can't quite believe it. Gentlemen, what a game that we have on our hands. We're going to game 5. I am so excited about this. Let's just quickly talk about what we just saw on our screens a moment ago. Hardpoint, Azir Cave, There was so much going on. We were seeing so many spawn flips. And I really do feel like Florida were kind of a bit disheartened after that Game 3 loss. And it took them such a long time to keep coming back. And eventually they did. They started to really come into their own, flip those spawns. Surge was spawning so far away, they couldn't do anything about it. We saw the trophy systems in. They really started to pick up the momentum there. TP, what were you bringing from that one?
Man, that map 3 and 4, that was a mess. Scrappy gameplay. That is not what Call of Duty at the competitive level is supposed to look like. But you have to give the Mutineers a lot of credit. I think Seattle Surge kind of didn't really throw the map there on that hard point, but even on the domination too. It seems like Seattle Surge has more initial control on these maps, but Mutineers is scrappy enough, using those smokes well enough on the crosses, and they're just making it just really, really a tough experience for the Surge, for sure.
It just seemed a bit unorganized on that Azure Cave. You know, they built like an 80-point lead where they were essentially dominating, you know, going from P4 to P5, which is 4th and 5th hardpoint. They pretty much dominated them on that first rotation. The second rotation was all Mutineers. They were able to string together way too many points, and we were talking about it earlier. When we were watching the Huntsmen play, when they had a lead, they were able to rotate and contest that point and ensure the next one, and that's something that we did not see the Surge do. When you build a 70 to 80-point lead in this game, especially on a map like that, you should be able to lock it down and win. They weren't able to do that, and you know, it's just due to unorganization.
You said it right. There's too many times where we saw the Surge take a full rotation. They give up like 20, 30 seconds of scrap time, and when you go rotate to the new hill, you cannot be losing on that first push. Yeah. The Mutineers would walk up, get a clean wipe, and that's, you know, when you do the math on the time, you're giving up 30 on the old, you're giving up the basically intro time 20 or 30 on the new. It's big swings like that that are just unacceptable at this level, especially on a map like Cave. You have a lot of time to like get a good setup going, and Surge, their setups weren't strong enough.
It was not indeed, and they were breakable, and that's the problem here. But let's go back to that very close game with domination on Gun Runner. Let's talk about those highlights and what we saw there from these guys, because Seattle really did seem to have it going here. Trophy systems, again, were used so much, and I just want to explain to people at home what trophy systems do. They're a piece of equipment that blocks nades, stuns, and smokes. This is so important on respawn maps like Domination and Hardpoint. TP, why is it so important for these guys to use trophy systems at the right time?
So basically, it's mostly going to be on this B flag, this area that you see right now over at the minecarts. It is really, really difficult to gun these players off of the minecarts. So you have to use your nades, you have to use your smokes to get a line of sight onto those players. If you use trophies effectively on that B lane right there, your guys that posted up in the headies are in a really good spot. We saw Octane have a lot of success on the map because he got pushed up to that minecart. All you can see is his head, and when someone like that with such a nasty shot is able to post up, wow, look at those stats. He's watching across on these players using these SMGs from 50 feet away. They have no shot. Sure enough, 1.6 KD.
I mean, it was insane. I mean, Nameless, looking at those stats, how can you argue with that?
Yeah, no, he played fantastic, and what I thought Surge did a good job, at least in that domination. You know, it wasn't organized at times, but when they did build that 12-point lead going into the second side, they were deciding to neutral the flag rather than try to cap their home flag. So every time the Mutineers tried to get towards B or C when they had that 2-cap, they got over to their home flag and they would neutral it just to distract them a little bit and hold on to that lead. And in the end, it got very close, but I think those plays neutraling earlier in that side allowed them to win the game at the end.
Absolutely, and I feel also like, you know, the trip cap is also super important to talk about too, because it's one of those things where you need to understand as a team when is the right time to go for that triple cap. We actually heard in our Astro listening that Surge were like, no, wait, we have the lead, yeah. Don't go for it, it's fine. Like, that risk is something that you need to decide as a team right on the spot whether or not you're going to take that, and it's very important to get that one right. I mean, for me, I think Surge really had that down, and the patience and being able to hold back like that and not go for it and potentially break what they've already got set up is super great for them.
Yeah, it's scary because if you decide to go for that trip cap, you know, you put yourself out there to die. If you just stay over there on their side of the map and be a nuisance, you're going to just waste like 2 minutes on the clock. So if you have the lead, you know, might as well just be in their base, be a nuisance, and try to waste time and run that clock out because you are winning.
Absolutely. Well, we have something really excited to look forward to here as well. Sunday, you may have already heard, but if you haven't, don't worry. We have an amazing spectacle for you guys. The first time ever at CDL. It's a hype battle happening on this very stage we're sat on right now. In these chairs, we've got Michael B. Jordan, Andrew Wiggins versus Carl Anthony Towns and Vince Staples. This is the hype battle, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 2v2 gunfight that is going to be happening before your very eyes with these celebrities. This kind of celebrity on this stage playing the game we all love here. I'm pretty mind blown. TP, did you ever imagine this caliber of human playing this game?
I can't wait to watch it. You know, gunfight especially, it is like sort of a challenge. So we're going to see which of the celebrities, which of the athletes are able to come out and be on top in this hype battle. I'm pretty stoked about it.
Nameless, did you know any of these guys play COD?
I did know Karl Anthony Towns played COD.
Okay.
But the other ones, I did not know. Michael B. Jordan, I think he streams on Twitch at times, so I didn't know he played Call of Duty, though. So that's going to be exciting watching him play this. But I'm expecting him to dominate. He's pretty much dominant in everything that he does. Every movie he makes is absolute fire, so I can't wait to watch Michael B. Jordan go toe-to-toe with these guys.
I'm so excited. We need to hook you guys backstage with some of them.
I got to get
give them a few tips as well. If you give them a few tips, I reckon he'll give you the Insta.
I got to.
I think so. I think we better go back up to the casters now because I want to know exactly how this story is going to end. We're going Game 5, people. Game 5, Seattle Surge, Florida Mutineers. So over to you guys.
I mean, more than anything, I just want to know how long it took Michael B. Jordan to put all those like scars on his chest for Black Panther.
I think they're real. I think it's just how he is, right?
No, they're not real. It's a movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, man. Makeup.
It was a good movie, though.
It was a really good movie. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
However, that caliber of human, my goodness.
I'm ready for Game 5. That caliber of human. I'm ready for Game 5. We asked for it. We got it. You know who didn't want it? Seattle. Wow. Because the search ain't good. And Game 5's a search and destroy. Is this going to hurt Phil?
I mean, it could do very much. I mean, you want to start off your CDL kind of season on a positive. We obviously know that the point system, you know, you get 10 points for a win. This is going to be something you're looking back on in months' time and just thinking, if we won that series, we would have been there. If we didn't lose that one, who knows? However, it's going to be an exciting time for both. But we saw, of course, how good the Mutineers were on Search and Destroy Gunrunner. This time, we're going to be on Ramaza. So it's a different map. Who knows? Obviously, we've not seen too much. There's very little stats to go off from these guys so far. But again, just kind of talking about the previous map there, that hard point. Very intense, very much down to the last second. A huge clutch from the Mutineers. My goodness.
Really did snatch that one away. They unleashed the Kraken, if you will. Yes, friends, this is what the entire year is going to be like. Get on board now. Search and Destroy up next. And again, when it comes to the Mutineers, we are going to be giving them the obvious favor going into this one. But it has been interesting just to see the slow and steady evolution of our thoughts, as we will do over the weekend, of how these power rankings have gone. Everyone had Seattle, and also, Florida at that point, in a kind of mid-table position. We were also seeing Seattle, with a slight advantage, I think, generally from most people's power rankings, and I think a lot of the online power rankings as well. And just everyone's expectations seem to be slowly but surely changing. Again, Chicago with a huge victory over Dallas. I mean, that really was a statement play. Will we see something a little special here from Florida, again, to doubt the haters, to turn all those frowns upside down? I'd love to see it, personally, as much as I'd love to see Michael B. Jordan's next film. I'm very much looking forward to that as well. I'm a little starstruck, mate. I'm not going to lie. He's brilliant.
He's not here yet. He's not here. It's okay.
Can a man be excited?
Yeah, they certainly can. But right now we've got the Mutineers going up against Surge, and this is what I'm excited about. Who's going to take this Game 5? Ben and Chance. They're not here yet. The Game 5 duo, of course.
The Game 5 masters.
But we take the title of most Game 5s ever played online on Modern Warfare for now. I'm sure it'll be even by the end of the day probably. However, this Search and Destroy obviously going into Ramaza as well. We've not seen this. We've not seen this yet. No. We've already seen one upset as a lot of people favoured Dallas going into obviously the game versus the Huntsman. Are we going to see a second? I've got to judge it off map number 2, and I think so. I think the Mutineers take this down.
They very well could. Well, for those of you who have just joined us who maybe don't know what the hell's going on, we're going into another Search and Destroy matchup next. You're wondering what Search and Destroy is? Well, you're in the right place. Check out this video.
Search and Destroy is a round-based game mode in which players only have 1 life per round. The first team to win 6 rounds wins the game. Each round puts one team on offense and the other on defense. The offense has a single bomb that they need to plant at one of the 2 bomb sites. Planting the bomb takes a full 5 seconds. Once it's planted, a 45-second countdown starts. If the timer hits 0, the bomb goes off and the offense wins the round. Aside from detonating the bomb, the offense can also win the round by eliminating every member of the defense, even if the bomb's never planted. On the other side, the defense needs to make sure that the bomb never goes off. If the defense defuses the bomb, they instantly win, even if their opponents are still alive. Defusing the bomb takes 7.5 seconds. That means the defenders must manage their time wisely to give themselves enough time for a safe defuse. The defense also wins if they eliminate every player on the offense, or if time runs out before the bomb is planted. Since everyone only has 1 life per round, expect teams to move across the map slowly and methodically, using utility like smoke grenades to conceal their movements, and weapons like sniper rifles to pick off opponents from afar. Teams switch sides every round. The first team to win 6 rounds wins the game.
It is quite incredible how much Benson knows about everything. Hardpoint, domination, search and destroy. We salute you, Ben. Thank you for sharing the love. Ramaza will be the chosen map for Game 5. Florida versus Seattle. Ramaza again, a nice mixed map. Lots of small and close spaces, nice long lines of sight. 2 bombs, 2 teams, 6 rounds for the win. Let's get it.
All right, trying to take Ben's job. He's already explained all that, but I love it, Miles. Quick recap never hurts anyone. Ramaza, obviously very interesting. A lot of, I mean, the construction site alone, there's so many floors, different angles. You've got to watch absolutely everything. And with 5 people, you simply just don't have enough eyes. But the Surge, the Mutineers, they'll get into it one last time here. As the clock strikes 0, S&D, round number 1, will start to kick off. And quickly looking at that mini-map, what are we seeing and where is the bomb going right now? It's being held back and we're already seeing snipers in action. Frosty will miss the first shot, and I'm telling you right now, don't give him another chance. Don't do it.
Well, they obviously didn't pick up on your memo there because that guy got right by. As Frosty just perched atop the crane there. He can actually go a little higher if he wishes, but again, prime position. The defense now resting far more towards B than the A site. Still, the bomb is very creepily making his way in towards B. Morks will be that bomb carrier. Slack's in an interesting position to try and find something. Karma, first blood. So he will find that first kill. Skies quickly looking for the revenge. There it is. An absolute execution that was. In and out, no questions asked. Smoke grenades there. Lovely teamwork. Skies finds a second. Brilliant stuff. 5 on 3. 4, sorry.
3 kills, 3 headshots coming in there. Skies and Karma dealing the damage so far here, but as the clock hits just 1 minute. Oh my goodness, can find a lucky kill, but no, Havoc finds himself just one better, and just like that is all up to Karma. He might have found the first blood, but he's got to find 4 more. Only 1 is going to fall into his top pocket. The Mutineers start strong once again.
Almost bad luck from Octane not to have got the first kill on the player here, bottom cafe, and then the other guy ran straight in front of his gun. Very, very unfortunate, but still Florida managed to keep the nerve, not let that get to them, and just keep pushing on through. Nice kills in the end towards Karma. Again, in a 1v4 situation, all you have to do is push as a team, push together, make sure that Karma doesn't manage to find, you know, these individual fights. Because if he does, I mean, let's face it, a player of that caliber can go all the way. Nonetheless, into the second round we go. See if there's more snipe at play. I believe Frosty's still carrying that one as we see the opening break. It's a heavy stack towards B on the defense for the Mutineers.
It's also a heavy attack onto B. The aggressive style here. Surge going head to head. It looks like 9 of the 10 players there are going to find themselves in amongst the action. A kill goes either way. Pistol comes through. Havoc there through the smoke. And again, utilizing that equipment is so important. The tactical grenades, as we see Slack nicely perched up on his box here. Is he going to try and push on forward? Trying to get in a little nook and cranny here. But as the time ticks away, 2v4. Again, favoring the Mutineers, but Slack trying to change the game all to this man, Josiah Berry. Can he do it?
Tough spot to be in. They call that the bottom of the gunshot. And again, he's got players all around him. Morks, though, trying to cover his back. Slack now the last player left alive. They've got him pretty much surrounded right now. Skies, as you can see, 3 players on the outside of that building. He's on the interior, and that's good. He wants to stay there. He wants them to push towards him. That's great news. Finds 1, makes it a 1v2. But look at that. Home invasion. They jump in through the top window, and Florida find themselves a second.
Didn't set the trap by the window. Missed the memo. An M4 in the hands of Morks again. He kind of just was on that, but again, Morks, he kind of didn't hesitate there. Didn't kind of play scared. As he saw his teammate go down, he put himself in a better position and finalized the round there. 4 kills already for Skies, a player who really stepped it up in the later part of that last hard point, and now looking to do the same in Search and Destroy. Now, this is a round where you're going into it. Surge, you know, a couple players haven't picked up a kill. This is where the nerves may start to kick in. It's game 5, and you're already 2-0 down. Aggressive play style coming in from one player, and that is going to be Enable. Up top, looking for his first kill. Oh, door open, door close.
Great nade, great stun. Oh, Enable, you're in trouble, mate. Oh, he's not in anything other than good luck. Skies had every advantage possible working out from him there, and Enable just said, nah, brah, and cut him down. Karma finds a kill as well. That's wonderful stuff from the Surge. This is the sort of turnaround they needed. Again, no kills for Frosty, no kills for Apathy. There's the man Apathy, just running around trying to find something. What have you got, App? Nothing down bottom mid as the clock slowly ticks away, but that's a good thing for the Surge right now.
Doors being opened very aggressively here. Boom, I'm here. Nothing happens, but Slacked will fall. Of course, you can open those doors. You can peek through those doors. Many ways, but I tell you what, there's one very aggressive way.
No.
Oh! The curtain can only save you so much from a Semtex, but Enable's going to survive the Semtex, not survive the MP5 of Prestini here, who finds himself kill number 3, 2 in a row for him.
Oh, unlucky from Karma there. Really unlucky to not get that kill.
But a lot of information.
Yeah. To pass that information on again is really important. Now Octane can reposition. This is great. Oh, wow. Prestini just fast enough to get round to the corner of the door and line up the gun. Powerful stuff. That's huge. 3v2 right now as Karma and Apathy now have to reposition themselves towards this B-bomb site. And look at that. Prestini and Morks find the final 2 kills. They never even had to get the bomb down. They managed to tease those players in towards that B site and just cut them to pieces. Absolutely stellar stuff. Even with an early advantage. The Surge, the Surge is just not very good for Seattle right now.
Yeah, and for me, the mystical movement of Prestini the Genie there going in and out, just diving around and just kind of baiting for players to, you know, almost reveal that location.
I'm just laughing at magical movement from Prestini
mystical.
the Genie.
If you got to quote me, quote it right, Miles.
Sorry, mate. I just love that there's rugs everywhere. I'm getting this like Aladdin vibe now, and he's floating around on a magic carpet with his champs ring. Oh, Havoc! Oh, wow. Octane thought he had it, but Havoc's the new kid in town. Smoked him.
It's a whole new world when you pull out a sniper rifle and already take down one. And not only that, it's Octane, so he's going to be a little frustrated maybe at that, as we saw what he could do in map number 2, but there's 90 seconds on the clock here. Already at a disadvantage is the Surge. Not only 3-0 down, but now in a 5v4 and on the attack. They've not got control of A. They've not got control of B. In fact, they're pretty much pinned back in their own spawn at this point, but it's going to be interesting how they play this. It looks like they are favoring over by the B bomb site, but Skies currently locking down the line of sight here. We've got 5 kills each for Havoc and Prestini. You might be 3-0 up, but Frosty's not found a kill right now. It won't be worrying him just yet, but we see Apathy just kind of taking his time. Right now, you can't lose anyone at this point.
I was going to say, this is typical Seattle. They'd like to just sort of slow this right down almost to a snail's pace, and it's just not enough. Frosty now just lying in wait. Not enough to get it done. Frosty finds 2 right off the rip there. He won't find any more, will he? Slacked. You and Enable now are in a tough spot. It's a 2 versus 4. The bomb carrier is now Slacked. What was that? Prestini manages to get it, and that's his 5th kill in a row. Enable, you got the bomb. You're the last player left alive. Don't let it go 4-0. Try to make something work out.
It's a 3v1. It's more than likely looking like a 4-0 right now, but as he crouches around, stays as quiet as possible, he's going to find himself climbing that ladder and heading over toward the bomb. Now, the one good thing, if you can see on the minimap here, he is alone, and A bomb site is completely open. Even if he gets this bomb down, though, it's just a huge red target on his back.
He's running out of time. He's running out of time.
He should be able to get this down. But this is going to extend that clock now from just 5 seconds to 45 seconds. And a lot of time now goes into the hand of Mutineers. If they can push together, stick as a team, and find Enable creeping around, and he's going to be taken down with the first point of contact. It's none other than Prestini. 7th kill of the game.
Wow.
And he's going to get the defuse.
Shiver me timbers. The Mutineers just slowly walked across mid-map. Enable just kind of quivered a little bit there as he was just destroyed. Absolutely ripped to pieces. Prestini's going to get the defuse. That is going to be the 4th round in a row for Florida. This was looking so good for Seattle. All they had to do was win that last hard point, and they could just happily call the series done. Now they're taking a hiding in Game 5. But hey, it's not over yet.
Is it going to be a wipeout, though? Is it going to be a 6-0? That's the question right now. Do they finish in style? Do the Mutineers stamp their CDL debut with a 6-0 finish, or a Surge got what it takes to bring it all the way back here? Apathy still yet to find his first kill. We talked about, you know, Surge just in general and their search and destroy, of how it could be possibly a weak game mode for them, and really showing to me.
Yep. Well, it's a defensive round now for Surge. They seem to fare somewhat better on them, but is it going to be enough? Karma and in a great position. So much damage to the Pristini, but he just seems to be unkillable. They're going to have to hunt him right down. There's a player chasing him, like he came behind him. Pristini's just absolutely run past them all. Now he's going to just lie prone, let them run around. Will he get caught out by Octane right now? Oh my god, Pristini's just slipped right on through again. Havoc finds another kill. This is just a pure annoyance play. He's a nuisance. He's still in behind. Karma's now got to look both ways just to watch out for the player behind him. Difficult situation to be in right now for Surge. This is very much looking like match point after this round. Slack though, a nice kill just to try to level this out a little bit. He and Karma now try to do the impossible.
It is a 3v2. They are at a disadvantage, but they've been at a disadvantage pretty much this whole game. Pristini's still alive.
And look at his positioning.
I'm telling you, it's that mystical movement. I already told you this, Miles.
He's right at the back. It's very mystical. Slack gets traded out quickly, but again, numbers are not working out in the favor of the Mutineers. Oh, sorry, in the Surge. It's 2v1. It's Havoc and Pristini. Now just have to hunt down Karma. No easy task. Havoc with the bomb now. The ability to get the plant, but Karma is playing this very, very slowly.
If you want anyone in a 1v2, the 3 times is that guy. 28 seconds left here. Time ticking away. Karma might have actually seen him or heard him here, as he does seem to have some information, but he's going slow. And look at this rotation. If you just glance to the minimap here, you see that bomb head straight over to A, and suddenly this becomes very, very difficult. Not only as the bomb goes down, but number 4, Pristini, he's tucked himself in a corner. He might be able to catch out Karma.
This is perfect positioning for Pristini, but Karma...
Okay,
he's been heard. The jig's up, Karma lines him up. Oh, and he takes the long way around. Now, the other teammate is going to be lining the shots down. Havoc's got to find the kill on the Karma, and there it is. Slow and steady won the race right there, as the Mutineers did not let that get the better of them. Not even Karma could infiltrate that stronghold and get the bomb done. Match point for Florida.
5-0, man. This is a statement, to say the least. And again, really what it tells everyone, all the teams watching, is the Mutineers can play Search and Destroy. We know it's probably the least scrimmed game mode. Apathy, though, yet to pick up a kill.
Look, this is the thing.
We're going to get our first donut.
We're day one,
on, man.
The day one donut. I'm sure there's a special word for that. Or we have to make that one up now. It's the COD League. Here we go. Potentially the final round. There's the break. 3 going right through Ruins. Oh dear, Morx has already done it. Octane's out. See you later, Sam. The bomb in the hands of Enable. They can make their way forward. Havoc, Morx. Oh my god, it's a massacre.
Karma finds one, but it's all up to Karma, and it's not going to be enough. The Mutineers find themselves dominated. Game number 5, 6-0. Not a round, not a kill for App. It'll be a frustrating one to watch back for sure. The Surge will be kicking themselves the way they started that series. But Frosty, Morx, and the boys come out on top with a 3-2 victory.
Florida absolutely decimate them there in the Search. You love to see it. Brilliant stuff. And yes, a donut for Apathy, sadly, here on day 1, 0-6. But hey,
it happens.
It does happen.
To the best.
Does it? Certainly. But hey, he's got a long season ahead of him to turn that one around. Bradley and staff from the Mutineers, Florida, can be very, very happy with that result. Seattle, again, have to go back to the drawing board and take a look at that Search and Destroy. But Phil, any big takeaways from you from the series?
You've got to look at the S&D from the Mutineers, and again, any team that they go up against, they might be going up against the best of what these power rankings can hold. But if S&D is in that series twice, which we all know it is, that, you know, take a respawn, steal it from them, push them to a game 5. It's going to be interesting to see how Surge get better at S&D and how the Mutineers go on from here.
There we go. Well, if you're watching, Dad, happy birthday. But now we're done up here, so let's throw it over to Puckett. He's got our PlayStation Instant Reaction, presented by PlayStation.
Thank you so much, fellas. That's right. It's time for the instant reaction presented by PlayStation. We've got Pristini, and the first question is, how many kills did you finish with in that 6-0 game 5?
I wasn't even on the top of the scoreboard. I think it was Colt. He went 10-1. I ended up 9-2. I mean, it was just, I don't know. It felt good playing S&D for once for myself.
Which was really surprising, because if you look at the Surge, this is one of 2 teams that has an S&D specialist on their coaching staff. You guys blanked them in both of the searches. You took this 2-0 when it came to Search and Destroy. Why are you guys so strong at that game mode, and how did you disrupt a team that's clearly been practiced?
I think before we came, we really focused on S&D. We played like almost every single night against whoever we could, just kind of drawing up strats and doing whatever we could. And we kind of preached to ourselves, if you're going to do something, just do it with a teammate, and that's really all it takes. So.
I love watching your sneaky play. You got some big frags, and of course you set up your team for the success, but let's talk about the Mutineers' big picture, because you closed out 2019 as the world champion on E United, and then you split away from your twin brother for the first time. You landed with this new squad. How did the team come together, and how do you feel that you guys are performing so far?
It was kind of just kind of a team that we kind of put together with like players that didn't really, they're always underestimated. And I think we kind of knew like the potential we had as soon as we formed it, and how underestimated we all are, and we knew like we had potential to be something great, and we're working on that right now. But so far, I think we're performing all right. I think we could be much better. We're kind of behind on practice, but we'll get there.
All right, they're going to get there. Final question for you. Up next, we're going to see the LA Gorillas. That's the team you played tomorrow. What are you going to be scouting for during that match?
I think we're just going to be looking for their S&D. You know, whatever, you know, if they're good at certain maps, what maps they're not good at. That's what we're going to be looking at. We're not going to be looking for anything too deep. We're just kind of looking for, sorry.
Keep the secrets, bro. Keep the secrets. Ladies and gentlemen, can you make some noise? Minneapolis, the Mutineers winning their second match here of the Call of Duty League. Congrats, brother. We're heading to a break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, plenty more live from Minnesota.